All right, welcome. If you're joining us, thanks so much. Appreciate it. And we're starting off. It looks like I think session 7 right now. Oh boy, session 7. We're getting up there in numbers. Let's get crazy.
Getting wild.
It's getting wild. So last session, we were at a point with the Duke, where we were attempting to take the Duke, which ended up turning into killing the Duke, as well as the Duke's horse, and then having a conversation with Elise, which Elise really described, particularly what had kind of been occurring um, in this ruse, right? This whole thing that was going on between the Duke and her was really just kind of a play by her to potentially unveil this plan, right, and kind of use in that regard. So she was being very much condescending. She was being, a little bit upset, but not really showing it passive aggressively in a way, and then didn't really explain a whole lot what particularly the plan was. He kind of didn't want to clue you into that, knowing that your actions and what you've done thus far have been pretty drastic and immediate, and not wanting to take essentially the chance, right, of you and telling you this. And there's no trust there. So you all had made way to the prince, right? And you have delivered that, and actually you met with the character which you've talked with before, which was that kind of shrew of a Grey Dwarf, that Duergar, and end up being in a different body this time, talking with the same voice, and delivering that, and then also speaking with Pelu, and Pelu was, of course, Pelu. I don't think there's anything to say to that. Pelu is just Pelu at this point. And then you made your way back into the tavern. So coming into here, you checked on Kolvas. Kolvas is kind of, in and out of consciousness, is sleeping it off, taking some care. And then you had the captain. The captain came down with you. You had a conversation with the captain. And one of the things I think that was difficult to understand is that the caravan itself, which is going to be heading out tomorrow, one of the first of the two, is that they're not very large. They're not really meant to transport people. That's not what they're for. And the ability of to move a great volume of people, potentially of passengers and crew of an entire ship, as you save them all, is not really feasible to do on this particular caravan, which is kind of what the captain was alluding to, was that they're immediately going to talk with Pelu and figure it out and try to get the passengers and the crew out. And then even lean on all of you in the conversation just a little bit, being like, well, if you get out, maybe you can try to, uh, you know, send maybe help or something. There was a little bit of alluding that happened. This conversation, also another conversation you had with the captain previously to it. So, potentially wherever destination the caravan goes, you can try to get help or something like that, send it back. Maybe there's a way to get them out of there. If not, they might just have to stay. And everyone's been reasonable, accommodation wise, has helped out the crew and the passengers, has given them a lot, to of strength and things and hospitality and whatnot. So there is a level here that it's been quite good. Anyway, so we're gonna go get started right here. You all are kind of in the basement of the tavern itself, which is where the rooms and things and everything is. And you've just kind of finished your conversations. Some of you are still upstairs, right? So I believe we had kind of a split. I just went ahead and put tokens down the board, so everyone had their token here. And I think that we were going to start off particularly with Zeph talking with Stillorg. I don't think you really had a conversation. You're muted. Still, I hear you. Oh no.
He's speechless after yesterday.
Absolutely.
Were we all at the tavern, or I think some people stayed back with Palu, right?
Yeah, me and
Varys
Tegan.
and yeah.
Yeah, you're so two of you are with Palu, right? So you said Varys and
Right.
Tegan.
Tegan.
And then Thanos, you're down here, or are you above?
No, I'm upstairs in the
Yeah.
stable area with my horse.
Yeah, you're upstairs with the horse. That's what I thought. Okay, so you're up there. So you. So while you're figuring out your audio situation on Discord, maybe switch your input outputs or your microphone is just struggling. Fortunately. I guess we'll go to Lucar and Maldor since you finished up the captain. The captain's walked away from you and headed upstairs.
Well, the guards are on their way to the Duke's manor. It might be fortuitous for us to leave this town.
Yeah, I think it's time to leave.
He seems rather upset.
Understandably so.
I didn't think he held any love for the Duke.
No, but there's how many villagers under his care, or how many passengers? 80.
Or quite a few. Well, at least now they won't be murdered by dwarves.
True. Just young demonic cultists.
I don't love the idea of leaving the town riddled with cultists.
I wouldn't know where to start.
You could just shout in the middle of town and just see if they come out.
There have been crazier ideas.
Okay.
Shall we leave?
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Yay!
He had his voice.
Yay!
Yeah, broadcast wasn't even recognizing I had a mic plugged in for some reason.
Oh. Okay, so Lucar and Maldor, you're proceeding upstairs, right? You're going back up, and then to potentially get to maybe Palu, right? Going back and getting out of here. So, Zev, I was just saying, is there something, because you didn't really have a conversation with Stiller. You mentioned, I believe you mentioned that you wanted to ask or talk to them. So,
Not really. I mean, I was just doing a general checking with Kahova, but that was just a general, nothing specific in mind.
okay, throws up the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Still okay. Like, yeah. I just didn't know if yeah.
It's sorry about your blowing up your place. That was not intent.
Sure. Oh, no worries. It's fine. No worries.
I'll get another one.
I'll rebuild in another life.
Just dies?
Dies on the spot.
Just die?
No, he goes back to sleep.
That's a cliffhanger right there. Just why?
That's funny.
Oh my god.
At his age, the only difference is whether or not you wake up.
Oh.
Okay. After that, so Zeph, you're finished. You're proceeding upstairs. The rest of your group, I imagine. And then Thanos, what are you doing with your horse?
I'm just gonna kind of wait for everyone because I'm assuming we're going back to Palu's together, the rest of the party. So I'm gonna have to bring it with me. I don't want to just leave it here.
Horse. Then you have that ready to go. So you all kind of meet up. I'm just going to activate. Let's see, activate the main floor here to pull 2. rounds. So the captain Kilian from Lucar and Maldor had actually been speaking to the quartermaster really quick and then had moved away. So actually had left the tavern. You were able to see that as you were able to come up the staircase. Suggesting the captain most likely is going to start rendezvousing or just speaking with many of the different passengers and crew that have made homes with the different hovels and things, and just kind of keeping track with the entire occupancy. Some of the people are in here, right? And so you saw them potentially mentioning to the quartermaster now is getting up and talking with them as well. And so they're kind of now spreading the words and the messages, of not necessarily your departure, but or what had kind of happened, but really just being like, hey, we're going to be here a little bit longer, right? Being like, we're going to attempt to try to figure out and see what's going to happen. And this is something that they've done before, right? This is really what they've been doing. They've been making sure the crew and the passengers are okay and safe and checking in routinely, and just seems like that's kind of a normal business. The Barlow Greg is moving around, serving things, doing what Barlow does best. And so you're kind of up here. At this stage, you need everyone to roll perception checks, except for Varys and Tegan. So Thanos with a perception of 25, and you also being outside, you have the courtesy of being able to use your vision. Stretching and looking north, you see something rather odd. A very fast-moving cloud, as it is coming from the high escape and going a little bit lower. And coated in kind of this fog and swirl effect about it. It's kind of like a snow cloud moving but it's moving at a high speed, and it seems to be making a descent over towards the Harak mining company.
I'm gonna look inside the door. Oi, we got more problems, and I'm just gonna kind of point towards the mining company out the back side of the stable.
What else is new?
Your friends may be in trouble. We should probably get going.
Maldor just looks at Lucar, shall we?
You say like a cloud of
Always something.
Fucked.
Always something.
I will actually go ahead and I guess try to mount my horse and ride out to the front door to meet them.
look at the fancy guy with the horse.
Mm-hmm. You know.
I attack the horse. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 We're not doing that. Come on
There
now.
will be no.
There will be no horse leg, further horse leg. We are-
Oh, man.
Oh.
Party on party violence, dude.
Okay, so you get on the horseback. The rest of you beginning to make way. How quickly are you moving?
Double pace.
Mm-hmm.
Double pace.
And what did you say it looked like?
It's a giant.
It was a cloud. It was just a large cloud, a snow cloud. And again, at the distance, it's difficult to see because you are 20, 30 minutes away from the actual
Is it
mining
going,
company on the
like-
left.
Is it like going with or against like the wind?
That's what is on. It's going against the wind. That's what stands out. The fact that it's going in the escape, it's moving opposite, and then now it's descending, and it's moving with that ethereal effect of snow and different things, like you would normally see from some sort of cloud up here if it was dispensing snow or had a weather effect of some kind. But that's what's on. There's like stretching and looking out in the distance, and even with your perception checks now, you can't actually see if Thanos was to point it out, right? So you're still kind of having like, oh, I think your friends are in trouble, whatnot, and just going off of that. But even if you were to look with your passives, you couldn't actually see this.
Yeah, it's like really white against mostly a white background.
Yeah, it's like a camouflaged effect. So you're really trying to piece the movement right out of the distance.
Damn mountains.
So, as you begin to make way, double pace, Thanos, you had spotted this a great distance away, right? This is just time and time spent of this thing, and you're kind of keeping track on the horseback as you're now proceeding into the actual village itself, away from the tavern, and you're heading in the direction of the Harak Mining Company, back up the kind of stretch of road, rounding by the stables, if you will, and proceeding up at a doubled pace. You imagine you're going to get there in roughly 15 minutes, right? Instead of just walking casually, you're riding on the horse. Kind of going up ahead a little bit of the ways. This rest of the party's trucking forward, making way and moving. Now, your all intention at this stage of getting in the village was actually to be a little bit in disguised. So it's at this point where you're really breaking the stealth, potentially, of getting into the village. And as soon as you're leaving, you notice that there's individuals within the actual village that have now begun to kind of look in the direction of your movement. So they're noticing you because you're moving quickly through, right? So you're moving at that quick pace, and they're just kind of watching, not stopping you. You see a couple of the guards; they're kind of mulling, smoking pipes, kneeling against the stone hovel from one of the side alleyways, and they kind of look in your direction, not yelling at you, not telling you to stop. Nothing is happening per se, and you continue to make it your movement up towards the field house. This is where we're going to go and activate the scene. As you come to
Anyone stopping to get Varys and I?
Well, you guys were at Payluz, so that's where we're going. Right?
The door would be closed, right? It wouldn't be open.
Yeah, I'm going to shut the door here. So the door is closed. So the wind is howling. There's a slight overcast, right? Just softly falling. Thanos continuing to come track. You imagine that you're roughly 3 minutes as this cloud itself is flying in a very degrade at the stage, and it's almost gone top down over top of the field house. So at stage when you have just got here, it seems that this cloud of whatever effect around and the swirlingness about it is going to smash into the field house in 3 minutes.
Hey guys, you should probably get everyone out of the field house. I don't know what it is. It could be a cloud, but clouds don't move like that. You got 2 minutes.
And he's
gonna tell-
messaging me.
Oh no, I'm telling the party here to get you guys outside. So Maldor,
Alright.
Lucar, and Zeph to go inside and grab you guys.
Oh, I thought you were messaging us. My bad.
No, I don't have messaging.
I'm just gonna run up to Thorvald. We need to get everybody out. Something's coming. Quickly.
Palu's the only one in here.
What?
And Tegan's upstairs.
What do you say?
Move your ass.
Roll
Stage,
persuasion
go ahead.
or
I'll
intimidation.
run out. I'll run out. But Tegan's upstairs. You need
He's
to go grab
upstairs.
him and Palu.
12. Oh, fuck. Pelu, get out of here. I want you to come out. I didn't know it was me. Sleep this up.
Keegan kind of like wakes up because he's in the upstairs hallway, but he doesn't know the severity of what's going on, unless like the walls are thin enough for to hear Maldor screaming.
Thorvik looking up. What the fuck is that? You see a bunch of people looking in the direction upwards. A lot of the miners, they're stretching, looking in that direction particularly. It's the stage you everyone to roll perception checks.
Are there any windows in the upstairs portion of this?
No, there's no windows on the structure.
Oh, there is.
Maldor is not perceptive.
Yeah, I can tell. So Zeph, with a perception of 23, you're able to see it now, coming down 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half at this stage. You also can hear in the sound. It sounds like a large pushing and a gushing of wind. As the wind around is kind of as it comes through. Tegan, with a perception of 18, you hear that, but you don't see anything. So you can hear the movement and a little bit of that. Now, with everyone's perceptions, regardless of what you've rolled, you also have a slight movement of the ground. So the ground around you is slightly moving from the actual force of the wind that is pushing down into the ground.
Yeah, that's definitely not natural. So, and I'll start bugging.
So
Tegan
the
for
ground
birds.
shaking. So I think
Slight
that's
movement. slight vibration, but you, Tegan, can hear the actual pushing of wind, large.
Okay,
You can also
that-
looking with your eye.
That combined with the ground shaking, I feel, is enough for Tegan to be like, something's going on. And he's going to run to Pelu's door and try to get in and grab him.
So upstairs, it's just a loft. You've kind of been sitting by in a small table nearby the bed. Pelu itself is just laying on the bed there, unconscious.
Yeah, I'm just going to pick him up and try to get downstairs as fast as possible.
All right. Luckily for you, Pelu is a small-sized creature. There's no check needed to carry Pelu. So you're able to grab Pelu and you begin to head down. I'm going to put your token here in space. Maldor is standing near, yelling inside. Pelu unconscious still from being drunk and incapacitated. Carrying Pelu out. I'm going to go ahead and pause it as the minute and a half has transpired, and this object flies in to the field house. Give me a little bit here as I begin to shape the map a little bit.
Oh my god.
Fuck is going on in this town?
This
Bro,
one's
y'all
not
are the
our
most unlucky people.
Some may
Like-
say cursed.
I thought we were just trying to leave, and then now there's a giant snowball flying at the field house.
We've been trying.
Are
to
you-
do it for 4
Are
days.
you opening it up because it's fully getting destroyed right now? Oh my god. Oh my god.
We just full on day after tomorrow at this damn thing.
So that's
I don't-
2 buildings down. Let's see how many more buildings we can have destroyed.
Yeah, right.
So, as you make your way outside of the field house, I need everyone within 15 feet of the field house to please make dexterity saving
Oh.
throws.
I'm glad I'm
Tegan,
over
you
here.
will make a
well.
dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because you are holding on to Pelu.
Ooh. Ooh.
There's one.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
17.
Nice.
17 is what we have. So we have a 17, 21, and a 21. That's fantastic. I'm going to move you back in space as you are diving out of the way of the rubble as it explodes, as it crashes inwards, and the large rubble kind of crash in. No, don't need that music yet. That's fine. So crash in. The walls themselves. The object had flown into the field house from the second story in a vertical escape as it crashed down, spreading itself large amounts of smoke and debris, as well as the rubble of the building, as is similar to a missile striking down through a rooftop of the building. It goes in, little bit of an implosion, and then a concave effect of the materials. Not necessarily anything that's coming out at you, but there are small fragments and splinters of things. In the dust and debris, as it begins to float and move away from the actual structures, you're standing up, revealing itself from large amounts of frost and ice begin to unfurl itself. Standing before you, coming in space, appears to be a massive 70-foot, nearly long white dragon with a wingspan of upwards of hundreds or so feet. As it stretches itself, digging, there is a purple and pink cackling lightning about its body, seemingly over where it's landed, in its underbelly and its legs and one its head. It seems to have taken no damage after flew in velocity into the actual tower, the actual field house, without even stopping. Did not slow down. It just went directly into it with its body. That large earthquake was enough to knock anybody. See many of the commoners, as well as the miners, Thorvik holding themselves down, picking themselves up. None of you were able to save from that. But with time, you're able to get yourselves up and stretch and look in the direction of it. You see that as it kind of does, it pulls its body in, taking the wings and coming to. I'm going to give a description very briefly of what the particular dragon looks like in some of the other details of its actual body. So it is a white dragon with frozen and icicle-covered scales. His eyes are a deep mirrored blue that seems to glow with the right light. Claws and talons are long, sharp, and riddled with tiny spikes for grabbing into thick ice. In a similar fashion are the wings, so they can use them to embed into ice for support. There's also this magical effect around the haunches, as well as the talons of the particular creature that are freezing the ground as it's there, as its mouth kind of unhinges itself and reveals the razor-sharp embedded teeth within its mouth there. It kind of looks and sides, looking left and right towards you all. as it kind of smiles. I am Ithrin. I have come here to eat you.
But we taste terrible.
It looks and stretches from left to right. It snaps its eyes directly onto Tegan. As it does, it locks its eyes with you, Tegan, and stretches. As it is, it shakes a little bit. Bear of the White Stone, I will eat you first. It does not hesitate. It goes to attack immediately. Now, I need everyone to roll initiatives.
But why?
Oh.
Oh man.
I have no spells left. I have nothing.
Yeah, we didn't even take a rest, huh?
No,
Nah, we went and talked to the
No.
captain and came back.
it's still afternoon.
And the dragon gets to go first.
Well-
Oh, damn.
I'll just start rolling a new character. I'll see you guys after.
In combat, round one, the dragon crunches through the ground, escaped, smashing
Oh,
over the
geez.
debris. As it does, it turns its body slightly and kind of shifts a little bit as it's coming through, and then opens up its claw to come in for a swipe. As it swings wildly at you, Tegan, still holding on to Palu. 24 is going to smash into you.
Is he within 5 feet of me? Technically, it's hard to tell with a dragon.
He is not within 5 feet of you. His reach is long and lasts.
Okay.
You are not there within attacking range, specific to potentially what this creature is doing. So it comes almost moving through the debris, comes in with the swipe of its claws. You try to duck underneath the way of it. You are struck for 13 points of slashing damage as it comes through. Palu gets knocked out of your space, kind of skips and falls too. As you're kind of struck by it, it then is going to take its mouth and go in for a bite. It leeches and runs down on top of you. That is going to be a 13, which misses, crunching into the earth and escape as it smashes down. You sidestep 5 feet out of the way if it come back into space as it pulls its mouth, shaking a little bit. It then is going to take another swing with its claws. This is 3 strikes that this particular creature could make. As it comes through, it lands in nat 20. Tegan, you take 25 points of damage. You are at 1 hit point. Critical hit as it comes through. On the 3rd strike, critical hit smashing into your body as it crunches down. It sniffs and pulls its body together, locking its jaw and raising, and lets out a roar. Ends turn. Zeph, you're up.
I will literally just yell up at the dragon. Well, I mean, I'll get closer. Actually, no, I won't. Do I? I'll get right here. I'll just call up to the dragon and say, please, tell us what we did to piss you off and we'll apologize for it. And other than that, though, I'll just, are they in range? What's the range of this thing? Oh, yeah. Which one just, I'm just going to cast, go over to look at Tegan and cast Shield of Faith.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of faith to get me out of this fucking situation.
Yeah.
All right, upon ending your turn, Maldo, before the start of your turn, Ithrin is going to take a legendary action as it does, lining up its tail for a large swing. This time, aimed in the direction of you, Zeph, and yes, it does indeed have reach to swing its tail at you. As it comes through, swinging wildly, crushes through the space, lands a nat 20 against you with the tail. Zeph, you take 25 points of damage as it comes through, striking into your legs, pulling you down into the ground, prompting concentration. You have succeeded with the 20 miraculously, not losing concentration on the shield. Maldor, you are up.
This is going well.
Palu is still unconscious. He's just laying on the ground back there, or did he starting
He's-
to come to?
If he's starting to come to, yeah. I mean, this is all happening really quickly, so.
I do not know that we can defeat this foe. Maldor is going to bonus action second wind because he's already hurt.
Ooh,
Nice.
big roll.
Nice. So 15 HP coming back to you. There you go.
Sweet. And then he will try to impose himself between Tegan and the dragon.
Okay.
And he's gonna. What's up? He's gonna try to impose himself between Tegan and the dragon. He will look to Tegan and just say, "You need to move away." And then he's going to attack the dragon.
Head kind of haunched down previously from the bite. Its head's directly in front of you as you come in for a mighty swing. 22 as you come striking through, which would otherwise be a successful hit as you strike into the right appendage of its jowl region, of its large kind of jaw coming upwards. Your greatsword strikes into its hardened scales. Sure enough, you're sure that it came through the spikes and into the flesh of this beast. A purple and pink cackling lightning spread around your blade as your blade splinters into 2 pieces. Dragon completely unfazed.
Yeah, so he's just going to turn and shout, "We need to go now!" And that will end his turn.
Lucar, you're up.
Shit. Okay. So, how close do I need to be to this thing to hit it? Where,
I'm going to draw my pencil tool.
yeah.
You can also be anywhere in it. You can be completely underneath it if you really want it.
I'm just gonna get right in here. Oh, wrong. And instead of my greatsword, I'm gonna whip out my my maul.
Okay.
And attack it. And do a divine smite at 2nd level.
Okay. Okay.
Do I
You
to
manually
do it
will
at
have
2nd
to.
level? Do I just do it again? Just click it
Yeah,
again?
you'll manually have to do it again. I don't have any scaling built up with it because it doesn't
No worries.
necessarily use your So the reason why is if it was a spell thing, it can't pull from different spell slots. It gets weird like that. So casting on the 2nd level, you just get another D8. So we'll take one of the actual D8s there. So we'll take the first one, which is a 2. So 10 to that should be 12 points of radiant damage, and then 24 points from the bludgeoning, so total 24 there. So 25 is going to swing. So as you come up to the particular beast with the maul, you're winding up. You see its wing is down, one of its actual kind of furls of its wings, and the way it uses it's almost similar to like a bat, right? As it comes through, you come in for that appendage that has the large scapes of the membrane and the spikes on the right wing, and you come in for the maul strike. As you come down swinging, you strike into it, crushing some of the scales, braced for the blow, and you know that you would have crushed into this wing with that swing. The same barrier erupts, purple and pink, as it cackles from that spot, begins to entrace around your maul. As it is, there's a force upon it attempting to brace in the maul. There's a small crack within the metallic of the maul itself. Still wieldable, but it is cracked. As you pull it back, the fizzle of the barrier comes and through. One of the observations, now that the barrier has been erupted twice, Lucar, and you also having a side perspective and watching the potential barrier, is that the dragon itself does not seem to react to your strike. That this barrier is working of its own method, and that this dragon is not actually channeling it or directing it anyway.
Shit. So I will, if I still have enough movement, I think I do, to get over to Tegan. So that I can maybe grab Pelu from him and we can run. How far did I move? 15. Okay. So I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. Thanos, you're up.
I am going to bonus action Gift of Orifice, and I'm going to teleport beside Pelu.
Okay.
I want to pick Pelu up.
Okay. You can pick Pelu up, and as you kind of shake a little bit, Pelu itself is now unconscious. He's unconscious, and he's conscious. He kind of looks, oh, what is happening? Oh my! Ah! Looking at the field house as ruined and a large beast in front.
I'm going to need you to calm down, and I'm going to take Pelu 10 steps backwards and throw him on the horse, and I'm just going to hit the horse's ass to send him and the horse, like, hauling ass away.
Okay.
I'll find them later.
Okay. Both of them will be off as they go. I'm going down the road. Do the voice of Pelu as the horse is getting going away from the dragon.
I'm guessing that used my action to grab him. So.
Yeah, you'd have to use your action to do a grapple, right, to pick up, and then your movement would not be, because it's a small-sized creature, and there's no resistance, there's no disability with your movement. So your movement to go there and there, right, you hit Orifice, and then you came back, so you've only moved a some odd, but yes, you've used your action.
Then I am going to... let's see, I think I moved, 10 feet there? So I'm going to take the rest of my movement to kind of start heading away. So I should have 30 because it's my first turn. Yeah.
I'll put...
So I'm going to head off.
Okay. So I'll put 5 feet there, top of your token, noting that you're going off map, heading towards the west. Okay?
Yep, that'll be the end of it.
All right, Tegan, you are severely wounded here after taking these blows, but there's something that is happening. Your stone is aglow. It's hot. In addition, there is a voice. It begins to emanate through your mind. Feminine in its nature. Begins to pierce through. This seems oh too familiar. Felt this before. Use the stone, as it tells you in your mind.
Okay. Tegan's gonna, I'm assume, stand up, because after getting hit that fucking hard, he's probably prone at this point with 1 hit point.
Okay.
He gets up, spits some blood on the ground, and he just kind of says, he takes the stone out from behind him. He just goes, had a really bad day. And he kind of holds the stone in his left hand, and he's going to try to cast Shatter on the dragon.
Okay.
Holding it, trying to channel it through.
Okay, so as you hold the stone, kind of channeling the spell, there seems to be some sort of compulsion that you're having between this creature and the stone. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw. Six. As you hold out the stone, you see that there is a fear overcoming this dragon. It pulls its head back slightly away from the stone and from you. As you kind of brace for the stone in attempting to hold on to it and throw it upwards and use it, you throw out the Shatter spell. You're unsure and unclear, but there is something that is attempting to work itself through your mind into the stone and at the particular dragon. Your save was not successful, and it does not seem to go through with this endeavor, but is attempting to do that. So use your spell Shatter, please. All right. You see, as the dragon makes no attempt to save, it sits upon as the shatter implodes at its base, shaking and rumbling. The purple and pink cackling lightning spread around the spell effect. As they do, they begin to dissolve and fizzle out. The auditory sound of the shock. Shatter itself creates thunderous damage, deafens it, reduces it to nothing. As the dragon begins to laugh, snaps its head back to you once fearful, looking in the direction of you. For resolve.
Okay, I am going to. I guess I'm going to like tuck the stone into my chest as to like guard it from the dragon, and try to get as far away as possible from this thing.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go here for now. I don't know if I want to go any further for the sake of opportunity attacks, but I guess
Yeah.
Tegan doesn't know what an opportunity attack is, so he's gonna keep going.
Yeah. So as you keep going, you see the dragon does not take the attack of opportunity. Looks in the direction. Run, bearer of the white stone. Good. Yes. Just fixates its eyes upon you. As you
And he's gonna end his turn right there.
All right, Verishop.
So I see the shatter spell doesn't work. I'm like, fuck, okay, spells don't work. Attacks don't work. I'm just gonna run. And I'll put my hand on my chest and cast Mage Armor on myself, just to buff myself a bit. And then I'm gonna use all my movement to run away.
Okay. As you run away, it is going to take an attack of opportunity on you, as it is going to attempt as you run, and it actually is going to attempt to grapple you in its claws, snatching you up.
No.
I need you to make an opposing acrobatics or athletics check, please.
Can I opportunity attack his opportunity attack?
And acrobatics or athletics, you said?
Yeah, acrobatics or athletics. You can take with Sentinel, you could. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You could take attack of opportunity with attack of opportunity.
I would like to try and grapple the dragon.
Okay. So, you are grappled, as you are an attempt of restraint. This creature is going to restrain you in the clutches of its claws on the successful grapple as it picks you up within. As it chuckles and you attempting to run away, Varys, lifting you up slyly, holding you a little bit closer within its reach. Maldur, go ahead, make your check. $25. You're unsuccessful as you attempt to grapple one of its legs, coming and running towards. You're only maybe grabbing some appendages and things. It just pulls itself easily away from that.
It brings to mind the mental image of like a child grabbing at their parent's leg.
Yeah. There's running away. You did. You are now restrained, clutched in the claws, talons. The creature reaching lifts you up off of the actual ground. You're 10 feet into the air.
I think that's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn.
All right, we end your turn. Thanos on horseback. Belu grabs onto the reins, turns the horse around, rides back in, passing by you. Turns, grabbing the reins, slowly looking in the direction of the beast, holding to. Not my field house. Stretches and looks towards the creature. As it does, Rage stretches out its hand, channeling a fireball.
Oh, nice.
Throws out a fireball. Peluk stretches, throws, lobs into the air as it crashes down, hitting the side of the dragon. As the purple and pink cackling lightning seem to dissipate the effect and the damage that would be done to the creature. See his Etherian clutching in the hand slowly turns towards the gnome. Holds the reins back at the horse slightly, moves just a little bit in this direction of the horse and the rest of its movement.
Why is he going that way?
Looks towards the rest of you. Run! I'll hold it off.
No, dude.
If I had known you were gonna do that, I would have given you my horse.
Now come to Ethan's turn.
Mm.
The only witness that knows our actions came from good is now going to get eaten by a dragon.
That's on brand. Let's face
It
it.
doesn't matter. This dragon's gonna eat us. We're
I thought
fucked.
Palu was so safe.
You see as the dragon turns and looks, tracking Palu on horseback, slowly kind of moving and running the horse on the side, maybe turn the dragon completely around. It's tempting what's going to do here. Thrin outstretches its jowls, frost, breath, breathes at Palu.
Well, rip the horse.
This isn't a spell, right?
No, that's not a spell.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh my god, Palu!
Yep, that's a dead horse.
You
Soft.
see as Softy, frozen icicles, breaks with the legs and then falls down. Its head breaks off as it crashes down. Softy is dead. Palu, however, is not.
God damn it,
Palu
Palu.
takes the
No, but
damage.
they have advantage, right?
Failed on the saving throw. Is hit by it, falls off the horse, teeters and stands up, holding the hands outwards. Is still alive, covered in icicles and lacerations from the spikes, after taking a total of 51 points of cold.
Holy shit, Palu!
Yeah, he's a damn tank gnome.
Sees the dragon
Frosty died like 12
looking
times.
at the gnome. Gnome's not dead. See Palu moving the garments around, holding out the hands, outstretching them both. Palu is indeed a spellcaster. Ending turn. Zeph, you're up.
So many things going badly. I'll just look up at the dragon again still and just be like, please drop the wizard. And with drop, I'll cast command. I'm sure he's going to save, but it's worth a shot.
I'm 10 feet in the air.
It's like the dog holding the gerbil. It's like, no, no, no.
Upon the command, you see its eyes glow with purple and pink. Snaps its did save as it looks towards you. That was foolish.
Everything we do is foolish, so what's new? I'm definitely going to move further this way. That's as far as I can get on the map, but
You're gonna go. You want to go like 10 feet off,
yeah.
15 feet, right? So you have 15 feet left. Yep.
Yep. I don't have anything I can do as a bonus. Well, I don't have anything I want to do as a bonus action that I can do, so I don't really think it's a good idea to attack him.
Okay. Upon ending your turn, we now have the NPCs. Thorvik is completely running away. No attack opportunity provided. Many of the people out here are running away as well. Maldor, you're up.
Okay, so Varys is in his mouth
No,
or in a claw.
clutched in the thing.
Okay, and he's up in the air.
10 feet.
Could I make a contested grapple to try and help break him free?
You can attempt to help Varys in the next next turn to potentially break out. Yeah, so you can provide the help action, an attempt to help Varys if Varys is going to escape using acrobatics or athletics on their turn.
Okay, so bonus action, the echo's coming out.
Okay.
And then my action will just be the help. Do I need to do anything for that, or is that just
Nope.
that he's just gonna have it? Okay.
Help, and then you're essentially kind of maybe you're reaching up and you're trying to attack, or your bait tactics, right? You're trying to distract. There's a couple different avenues of helping.
And the echo is just like, holy shit! What the fuck happened? I'm gone for 5 minutes.
All right, Lucar, you're up.
I'm gonna do the same. Position myself near Maldor and Varys and help them get him free.
Do I get double advantage?
There's no such thing as double advantage, but
I know.
for roleplay standpoint, you're probably helping Maldor in the help of
Yeah.
We're just gonna pry his damn mouth open with his claw.
So I will potentially on the check, if there is a check that Ethrin is going to make, that'll be a disadvantage. So that's how that works. So that's how you stack, and then after that you can't stack anything.
Yeah, I was joking.
Yeah, how many d20s can we roll?
And then I'll bonus action Shield of Faith myself. That is a bonus, right? Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. End turn.
All right, Thanos, you're up.
I am going to hunt bonus action Hunter's Mark, the dragon.
Okay.
And then before I move, I'm just going to attempt to shoot it a couple of times and get its attention.
Okay.
About all I got.
$13 is going to be a miss since you don't see an arrow that flies off a little bit, aimed towards one of its wings. It just comes and cusps a little bit through some cracks of the actual space. You do not land.
Well, and I will take my second attack.
You see as the string of your crossbow gets jammed. Potentially, you'll need to be fixing this. However, with your actual feet, it seems that you're able to make quick work of that and correct it.
I like how the animation had his shot go like way off to the right.
It's the token. Yeah, because the dragon token's huge. It's just like, I can't hit the token. Yeah.
All right, I'm
You'll
just
just hear Varys under his breath go, "How do you miss a big ass dragon?"
I'm used to hunting people, and I'm just gonna leave at that point.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use the rest of my movement to head off map another 30 feet.
Okay, so I'll put you at plus 30, so I'll go there. Down the road. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, is that
Thanos going through his head right now, just going, I came to help these guys. This is the worst mistake of my life. Why the hell am I here?
I lost my
Other
horse
than I-
already.
So we're going to end your turn there, and then Tegan, you're up.
Okay, so weird ask. Can I give myself, as a bonus action, a pep talk and give myself bardic inspiration?
I believe that you can only inspire others. You cannot inspire yourself.
That's fair. I think Tegan is just gonna fall to his knees and hold the stone in both hands in front of him and fully give in and focus on channeling whatever was trying to channel through him at that point earlier. He's just gonna put all of his mind and focus into this and let whatever happens going to happen.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh
11.
my god.
As you begin to hold out the stone, you see that you are successful. The stone itself beginning to glow. Your eyes glow in the same coloration. It's misty, frosty blue. As you stretch and locking eyes with the beast, you see the dragon let go. As Varys, you begin to fall down. You land. The clutches of Lucar and Maldor grab you without sustaining any fall damage. Ethrin as well pulls its head back as it does its pulls wings, and in fact, its entire body and posture is pulling away, snapping its jaws from the effect as it's beginning to backtrack and pull itself away.
As I see him physically recoil from what's happening, I'm going to try to keep as much focus as possible on what's happening and just slowly walk towards it.
Okay.
Is there any visible reaction as I get closer?
Yeah, it's pulling away. So it's continuing to pull away. It's moving its body, attempting to get back and move. It's shifting itself, and it does not want to be here.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit here and right in front of its face and just keep concentrating as hard as I possibly can.
Okay.
And I guess that's gonna be it.
All right. You're going to end your turn. Verisha.
So I see the reaction of the dragon kind of back up and be scared.
Yeah, it's
Right.
pulling itself away. Yep.
All right, well, let's see if I can capitalize on this, and I'll fireball it.
Okay. All right, you see it does fail. It takes no saving throw. As the fire erupts, the same barrier comes through as it crashes into its center chest, exploding outwards. The barrier itself fizzles around the actual effect and then begins to dissipate. Seems to be no actual damage. It doesn't even pay attention to you. It's still locked eyes on Tegan. It pulls its head back and forth.
Seeing that, seeing that it's only focused on Tegan, I'll shift to get out of Tegan's way and
Okay.
just stand behind Lucar, and I'll wait my turn.
All right, now come to Pelu. As Pelu, holding the hands out, looks in the direction of you, Tegan, stretching forward, holding up the stone, squinting the eyes towards, looks, raises an eyebrow. Does not do anything, just holds position. We now come to Etherin. Etherin is backpedaling, moving in space, stretching outside of attack range. So if you have attack of opportunities, you can attempt to take them. As Etherin is beginning to pull itself back, it unfurls its wings and begins to actually take flight as it's backpedaling and moving away. In so doing, it takes its action to dash, does not attack. In fact, it is just flying away. It's pulling its body, moving its wings. As it does, it turns in flight. It's continuing to backpedal and move. This is similar to a helicopter, right? A helicopter taking off like this, and then turning its body and then going off in the direction. Begins to head east. So at this stage, you need to ask, is anybody taking any combat actions?
Fuck no.
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 We're going to go ahead
I'd
and
strangle
combat.
Pelu, but
I think as we come out of combat, Tegan, after being nearly killed and having some ungodly power channel through him, falls to the ground and like pukes with a mix of whatever was in his stomach and probably a decent amount of blood.
Like, what
I'll,
the hell just happened?
I'll walk up to Tegan and kind of like grab onto his shoulders to pull him up, and be like, "What did you do?"
I don't fucking know. I just
And then be like, "I think you saved all of us," and I'll give him a hug.
been with you guys for like 3 hours. Just throw it out there.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome
Welcome to
to the group.
hell.
This is a calm day.
The fuck this week.
Zeph, I think you might want to help Tegan out.
Yeah.
Was that the
Damn it.
dragon that attacked the? You guys said something about a boat, right?
No, it's a
No,
different
not
dragon.
The
Yeah,
same
that was-
dragon.
Black
So in
dragon?
a week, you've been attacked by 2 dragons.
Accurate.
Looking that
And
way.
a kraken.
So Thanos,
And a demonic entity.
since you have Hunter's Mark on, there's a side thing of Hunter's Mark that allows you to potentially see where this creature is going as you're feeling it many miles in distance. Because how much time? Let's see. As you can look up into the skies and towards the east, you can see in the distance eventually a cloud that disappears, but you can still feel it's just continuing to fly, heading east over the mountains.
Well, it seems that it has vastly left the area. I didn't mark it. So I think we're safe now, thanks to whatever you did.
Which direction did they go again? North?
East,
East.
East. I don't know why I heard north.
into the mountains.
Is that not the same direction we intend to go?
Northeast, I believe.
Well,
We have to
you-
go southeast.
You're gonna go
Okay.
southeast towards the pass, and then this creature's just going into the mountainscape of these sides. It's just going in that vertical.
Did it
different
seem deliberately going in a specific direction of its own choosing, or was it the direct opposite position of me?
It seemed to be going in a direction of its choosing, but it also was going away from you.
I just didn't know if this was like some urge it couldn't control to physically get as far away as mathematically possible from me.
Probably more heading back home.
Tegan, after getting hugged, just says, "Can we get the fuck out of here, please?"
Yes, we can.
Speaking of leaving, Halu, you owe me a horse.
Oh, on the contrary, you owe me a field house. What in the holy
that was
fuck
the-
happened there?
That was
A
the
f-
dragon. We
Oh,
had no
a-
control of that.
A dragon,
This
and
might
just
be
happened
the
to be
first-
that one seemed to hold out some sort of stone, and then the dragon said, "Fuck off!" Yeah. What in the holy hells is that thing?
We
hmm?
do not control. what
Tegan
plants or creatures
loses his fucking mind. He's like, "Pelu, I saved your fucking life. If it wasn't for
You
me, that
saved
dragon
my
would have
life."
drop kicked your ass with the whole fucking house." Okay?
Ugh,
True, he did carry you out right the
so
balcony.
melodramatic you are. I would have been fine.
Melodramatic. I just almost got eaten by a fucking dragon. Excuse me if I'm a little on edge.
Calm
I'm gonna-
down.
One
I'm
I
gonna
thought
try-
I
HP,
was the
bleeding
one.
all over the ground.
I'm gonna grab Tegan's shoulder and be like, "All right, Tegan, we need to figure this out. Let's take a second to breathe."
I haven't
I
used
am very-
arcane magic in some time. I was a little rusty there, but got it going.
Oh, that was very impressive.
I'm definitely even more curious than I already was about these stones. Because I don't know if this is true of all of them, but his at least affects dragons? Or at least white ones?
Might very well be a good thing we took the one from the Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that plays into things at all. We have gotta learn about these damn stones. I don't.
Pelu.
Hmm.
What is the nearest civilization outside of Iraq with like a government?
Well, I mean, the entirety of the continent here is under the command of the Kingdom of Arthuria, which is reigned by the Telthars. If you're looking for the closest civilization, you'd have to make your way through the Frosthorn Pass and then the valley towards the holy city of Othema.
Which is where
Okay.
we were planning on going when we left
We-
anyway. I
Just where the
believe.
caravan's headed.
Yes. And we
Only
need
two
to head
settlements
there
in the Frosthorn.
as soon as possible and let them know that a dragon is hiding in these mountains and it will attack places. So we need to go and do that as soon as possible.
Hmm.
This is a good deal. Caravan is heading out in the morning. Obviously, you all are attempting to follow suit with that. Are you still going to do that?
Yes.
I believe
Oh,
that-
Is-
wonderful.
It-
Well,
That is the plan.
I'm
Well,
glad that
something
you all
comes up
are.
with
Are
plan.
you okay, Pelu? You got hit by a fucking cone of ice and you're walking.
Yes, well, it's been a while since I studied in the halls of Zoomvir, but alas, I still got it. I've been in quite the battle in some time, and I was still drunk too. Hasn't really washed over me what has fully happened.
Hold on.
This
Pelu,
is
do
going
you
to
have
be a
any
mother
cool
of a hangover.
spells that you can teach me before we leave?
Oh, I have a whole slew of spells, but Will looks back at the field house. Not entirely sure if my spellbook is recoverable.
You didn't have anything that explodes in there, do you?
No, nothing quite like the lapidary that you all decided to, well, we won't get into that. No. 2 buildings destroyed. You've only been here less than a week.
I don't know
Buildings,
why
you guys
bad luck
wait till
continues
tomorrow.
to follow us. We're not doing anything. What are we doing? What are we doing that...
To be fair, we have carried 2 people out of the destroyed buildings before they got slaughtered.
Mm.
How did you guys blow up a
Yes.
building, by the way?
We didn't actually.
We just
were
requested a
responsible
service.
for it.
We paid a man to do a job, and he blew up his own building.
These fucking stones have fucked our lives.
See a crowd beginning to form. Halo kind of moves out. No worries, everyone, back to your business. Just a,
That's
just
gonna work.
Just a giant
simple,
dragon, nothing to-
slight issue, and it's all resolved. All right, and 5 cheers for. You don't have a group name? Are you serious?
We just met. What do you expect?
5 cheers
Don't
for we
lump me in
just
with them.
met. Yes, we steered away this dragon for all of Farak heroes. Yes, good deal, good deal. Wow, I mean, you might as well rescue those prospectors while you're at it. Hmm?
What prospect is? What are you talking
The
about?
ones that have been missing. I've been saying this on numerous occasions. 7 prospectors headed to the north, up onto a ridge, looking for deposits, and they have yet to return. I mean, you could steer
Alright,
away a
any of
dragon.
them
if you would
Mm.
like us to do that, let's go do that right now. Let's go do that right now.
Well,
Caravan is
before-
heading out in the morning, and you all are very tired. That might not be wise.
yeah,
Perhaps
before-
slides over to Zeph. Perhaps we can help us heal. Hmm?
Yeah, well, sure. I'm pretty expended too, though, so I'm not sure how much I can spread around, but I'll do my best.
I like
mean-
the sound of that. To the tavern, yes? Drink food and sleep.
I'll
Potentially
just
something else.
while everyone's gathered together, I'll just toss out my aura of vitality and just start healing people like crazy.
Like as we walk, okay.
Pretty much, so I can heal.
Yeah, we can.
a
We can.
minute, so
Yeah, we can fast track that. So anybody in the area gets healed 2d6, including yourself, and that lasts a minute. So if you count how many rounds that would be, right? You have back. Oh, back just popped. Okay, that was weird. You'd have what 10? That'd be a lot of d6, right? Roll it out. 20.
that's 10 rounds of healing. So
I think we're good. I will
You roll
say,
real high. Holy crap!
after taking that much damage from a dragon, Tegan's got a badass scar on his chest from the dragon's claws. Has to be. Has to.
I'm gonna look towards Maldor.
Yeah,
and,
so everyone's fully healed.
Lucar while everyone else is talking and be like, I know we were arguing, but thank you for having my back. I don't know what could have happened if you two weren't there.
Of course.
oh boy, did that? I don't know what this week is. Like things keep blowing up, getting smashed. We a fucking dragon just now. I mean,
Speaking of
What
things
is-
being smashed, Maldor holds up his broken sword to Pelu. Is there someone in town who could fix this?
Well, I mean, you can always talk to the blacksmiths. They aren't really that great with weapons, though. They don't make weapons. But they might be able to repair a sword. I don't know of the quality. But, yeah, let me see. It's just a great sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks into the...
yeah, could probably might have to get a new one.
Throws out the hands. It begins to conjure magic here. It seems that there is a large hand of shimmering translucent force that begins to fill into space. This is Bigby's hand. It begins to form and concentrate on it, begins to move pieces of rubble and debris with the hand. Slightly begins to skewer inside and heads in the direction of where the wardrobe was. After looking into the direction of the wardrobe, the hands removing rubble and debris, looks towards... Oh, it's absolutely destroyed. Ooh, digs within the rubble. Moves a hand over it. Looks around. Grabs a small looking chest. This chest you have not seen before. It seems to be kind of a barrel size, but has a flat bottom, and then like a like a small 3-gallon cask, and then has like metal ribbons. It's covered with runes of Gnomish, these arcane runes across it, and has a very interesting tumbler that goes across. Seems to be 12 digits of some kind of this tumbler as it goes and stretches through. Begins to take the chest and slowly uses the hand grabbing the chest, begins to pull outwards, slaps it down, looks at the chest, begins to thumb through the tumbler. Oh, look away, look away. Some privacy here. Flicks through, swings it open after unlocking it, and then jumps into it and disappears.
Wait, what?
Quick, somebody close it.
Did I see how he did that? Like how he opened it?
Yeah, you used a tumbler, right? Went through the 12 slots through the tumbler, then opened it, and then jumped into the chest.
Okay, I'm gonna go look into the chest.
You look into the chest,
Yeah.
and it seems to be a wooden interior, slightly 1.5 feet, and that's it. After a moment, you see
Hello,
the head.
Newt Scamander.
After a moment, you see the head of Pelu. Look up. Yep. Kind of jumps out of it and lands down upon the ground, holding a great sword, large bolt of its body. Swings it over, hands it to you, Maldor. Here you are. Common greatsword.
Appreciate it.
So I guess we can head to the tavern and talk about this there.
Use the hand, flicks it. The hand picks up the large, the chest, holds it there in the air. Yes, let's do that, shall we? Nothing to see here again. Back to your work, please. See Thorvik. Oh, boss. Thorvik, why don't you just keep the morale around here? I have a drink to be had, and well, the caravan's still on schedule. Oh, tight ship to run. Oh, Pelu. Oh, fuck. Okay. Just slowly turns around. Everyone, stop looking. Everyone starts going back to work.
Holy shit.
It's out of character because Maldor doesn't really care, but does his place getting blown up mean we're not getting paid?
We already got paid.
We got paid half.
We haven't.
Probably. Do we deserve the other half? Probably not.
That's why Zeph gave his back.
Ill-fated. I do like that group name, Zeph. That was good.
Oh no, I think we just met, got put on us, and I kind of am in love with it. So,
What was it, Zeph?
The ill-fated.
The old faded.
The
Ill-fated.
The ill fate. Oh, ill fated. That's a good name. Yeah, that's good.
Seemed appropriate at the
Is
time.
that gonna
We'll see
is
how
that
things
gonna stick? We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
If anyone asks me what our group name is, I'm gonna
It
start
definitely
answering
applies.
that. All right,
Not
let's
with
get
them.
out of here.
I mean, we can always change.
How's everybody looking? Does everyone look dirty? Everyone looks like fucked up, right?
By this point, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I'm gonna prestidigitation everyone clean so that we look presentable when we go back to the tavern.
Don't touch me with
You
that
just-
foul magic.
I'll do it. When
You
he
just
says
wait.
that, I do it to him immediately.
See, you just wait. By the time we get back, the guys will have come back from the Duke's place, and then we'll just get arrested.
Yeah, let him
Yeah.
try.
So we just dealt with a dragon. Now we're going to get arrested.
Can you
Let's
call
see
the
how this-
dragon back with that thing?
No,
I don't
but,
wanna find out.
with his persuasion, he might be able to convince them that he could.
honestly,
Start calling him the father of dragons. It's fine.
So-
Khaleesi?
You see as Pelu continues to make the big of his hand, holding the chest in the actual hand, eventually kind kind of dissipates it, just has the chest upon the shoulder. It's large, but it doesn't seem to be heavy. Right? So, Palu's not having difficulty holding the actual chest. Begin to go into the village. At this stage, you have an elevation position. The overcast that with the snow that was once there is no longer, but the overcast is still there. You have definitely a perspective, even with the smoke, that there are numerous little movements around the actual manor. Remember, the manor sits higher up. You're at a higher position as well, so you're kind of having that angle. And you can see that there are shadows and figures that are mulling about the manor that weren't there, and especially with the white backdrop of the snow. And a couple of the other features, and still daylight out, right, and penetrating through the overcast, you have an idea that potentially there are individuals that are over there. As you make your way, you pass by the stables, bleeding, and the particular goats. Palu is just kind of looking in there and going, and yells out a few different names of individuals that are actually currently in there, feeding and prepping the potential of these goats for the caravan in the morning. Always taking care of business, even after heading here the tavern here for a drink. Eventually gets towards the tavern, making way through. Again, you pass by the traders kind of area, that village square with the blacksmith that's hammering. Maldor, as far as the greatsword is concerned, it is just a common greatsword, so I went ahead and put it into your inventory. I didn't put it into your inventory as you already have a greatsword in there, for the sake of RP wise, and you can attempt to fix the other one and have two greatswords, but until we come to that stage, it doesn't seem like this is enchanted. It seems quite common in the way that it's made. We're going to
That'd be
activate.
so cool if you just two big ass words.
So eventually you get towards the tavern, aimed at the outside here. Palu kind of leading the charge a little bit onto the side, begins just to waltz right up. Chest, goes to the tavern door, swings it open, stomps in, looks towards an empty table and yells out, "Barlow, around for the humble adventurers, the saviors." Barlow yells back, "Oh, no worries, Palu. I got it covered." Runs back in the kitchen.
Look, Thanos, don't be weird. Come sit down.
There's too much light over there.
He's like Drax the Destroyer in the corner eating peanuts.
Oh, shut up.
Please, just sit down. You're making us uncomfortable.
Rax the Destroyer.
Thank you. Thank you.
At a certain point, Barlow comes, lays down, whole round, these metallic tankers full of Barlow's special. After that, Palu communicates to Barlow to get some food, get some dinner. There's to be some mutton with the gravy, biscuits, things like that, really hearty. And lays down a slew of coins after opening the chest and putting the hand in, as the hand disappeared into the bottom side of the chest, and then pulls out a coin and just dangles it and throws it down on top of the table. Barlow sweeps it, takes it, and doesn't ask any questions. Disappears back to the kitchen. Palu picks up both hands. Delightful. Keep.
Well, you have like your own portable bank there or something?
Well, this is an invention of my own design. Well, it was helped by a few of my siblings. May they rest in peace. Family Reza, we were once all wizards. Ooh. Lived in Chandrina. Studied at the wizarding school of Zumfir. This would be in terms of referred to as a chest of holding.
So it's
That
like
is,
a bag of holding.
Very
Classier.
impressive.
It is a bag of holding, but a lot larger, and it can hold a great many things. Yes.
With style.
With style, of course.
Everything you do is with style.
Well, I tend to want to put, a little bit of a show. Life's not worth living unless you can demonstrate some of your, well, intricate details. Sliding over to Zeph at this point.
Did you end up saving your spell book?
Well, yes, it was in here. No worries. We will come to that. I mean, potentially, I don't know where I'm staying. You have a room, don't you? Looks embarrassed.
Yes, I do.
Good. Well, we can study all night then.
I'd be
How bad do you want some spells?
I'd be happy to.
Wonderful.
God.
Study buddies.
He's gonna
Now,
cast
Hey,
us.
Lou, I have to ask. How are you handling this so well?
Well, I'm drunk still, fool, and I'm keeping it going. Sometimes the alcohol suppresses the feelings of, well, everything around you, and the shock and awe of what has just transpired. I'm taking it with the flow, especially with what looks around. With the Duke.
Right. I do expect we may
Is that
receive
still-
a visit from the gods any moment.
I'd imagine we will, but I have an idea. Yes?
Okay.
Do tell.
Well, there was an attack. Yeah. What if we were to say that the Duke was killed in the attack, happened to come up to my field house and just whack-a-mole?
I mean,
But how did the headless body get back to his manor?
before.
See, yes, that would be a problem.
We gave it to Elise so that way Elise could bury it.
And then she propped it up in a chair on the dining room table.
I'm pretty sure the guard would have gone up to the manor long before the dragon showed up.
I mean, we have proof he was doing nefarious things. So let's see what happens, and then
It
we'll
is true,
play
but
any
was-
cards we have to after.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think what happens will depend largely on what Elise decides to say.
Yeah, we
So you're literally saying that our lives are in the hands of Elise.
well not yours. It's just us.
Actually,
We left.
Oh,
you.
can
I'm
just
sitting
leave.
with you, dieting and drinking. I mean,
We just saved
yeah,
you from
quite.
a dragon. You
Yeah,
don't know
just
what happened
claim the
before that.
fifth. Just plead the fifth.
lead the
Don't-
fifth. What is the fifth? What does that mean?
It's the it's the right of bullshit. Act like you don't know who we are.
Oh.
Right.
All I'm saying is that the miners, everyone saw what you did up there. There was a lot of individuals. And when the field house is destroyed, I mean, we could play this off in ways. I could see why this my plan wouldn't work. Time and place doesn't really add up. And how do you describe and explain? Why did you leave the body there?
Why wouldn't we? We didn't have a reason not to.
I mean,
Look,
I'm not
I'd
a
have assumed
murderer.
at
I'm
least
not
we'd
one
deal with it.
that kills people. Okay, I've never killed
Neither am I.
in my life.
Talk
but,
to Maldor and
but
Thanos.
listen
They're the
to
murderers.
what I'm trying to say. If you were to murder somebody, see some people looking. Hypothetically, wouldn't you want to hide the evidence of said murder?
But
No.
it suggests that you were guilty of something.
So this is what our thinking was at the time, is that we were doing something justful and rightful, so that we didn't have anything to hide, and that's how we're gonna play it. Now, if it comes back to bite us in the ass, then there's nothing we can do. But we didn't do anything wrong. We got rid of a man who was doing something wrong.
The good news is now with your field house destroyed, there is an opening available at the manor.
I think the general consent, hopefully, is that we were attempting to do the right thing, but it went the wrong way. Whether anyone else will agree with any of that is up for debate.
Let's just see how this goes, right?
And I suppose that's why I was saying that really comes down to Elise, because if she decides to just 100% say we were in the wrong, it really comes down to whether they trust her over us, and of course they're going to trust her because they know her.
unless Pelu can read the book.
That is a good point. We have.
Oh yeah, hey Luke, do you know how to read Infernal?
Well, I do not know how to read Infernal, but I do have tricks to read Infernal.
Lucar?
Pull out the grotesque book and lay it in front of him.
I'm gonna block it with my body just so that if like anyone's looking,
The human skin
Wonderful
book
dinner
on
reading.
the dinner table.
or actually, I'll press. Can I press the digitation to make it look like a normal book?
My dear,
Just like-
it is simply a book, and I don't think anybody in here cares. I literally was just talking about murder. No one's.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Everyone's too drunk to care about us at this point.
This is High Rock, right? We're talking about a small mining village. I mean, they'll probably think that this is toilet paper or something.
Oh shit.
Varys,
The
what
way
have
you
to
talk
unders-
about your people is
Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but Varys, you understand. I mean, talents in the arcane and the level of mastery that I have, well, it is quite literally like you are the elephant in the room of a bunch of meerkats. You just own
Thing
the whole
is-
kingdom.
See,
What's
the
a
thing
meerkat?
is, I grew up in a castle all my life, so I definitely felt like I was among peers. But I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, so you understand what I'm getting at. Yes. All right. Well, hand over the book. I'm gonna read this. Takes it, uses magic across the eyes, a little bit of a glow, fairy light tingling. Does comprehend languages. The spell opens up the book, begins to read.
Anything there that would incriminate the Duke and possibly
Does it look like I can read a full book that is well over 100 pages in less than seconds? Come on, young
You
man.
are a very talented little man.
I don't know what you can do. You just threw a fireball at a dragon. I've been here for 3 hours.
Can do a lot more than
4
that.
hours.
But reading takes time. Just enjoy. Barlow soon comes over. See Palo slightly moves the hand over. The book is no longer there in sight. See as Barlow begins to throw out these bowls, these clay bowls filled with kind of stewed mutton, potatoes, or gravy, multiple biscuits. Begins to individually give out spoons and whatnot. Then makes way with a large pitcher, refilling your Barlow special. Sets down the pitcher and goes about the rest of the business, helping out in the tavern. More individuals come in, miners, folk, and other individuals. They look upon you and kind of like shaking the head, like everyone else is like really cheering for, kind of thing, right? And they sit down, they don't say anything. Palo's like, just kind of bats them away a little bit, and then moves the hand back over, and the book appears. Ooh. Seems to be a minor illusion, or illusionary spell, to be able to kind of disguise in space. Eat up. This will take some time. Arlo. Arlo is good, but a cook, not that. Nope, not that. After a period, you're all just sitting there waiting for Halu to read this
You're
book.
like a puppy dog, just like
Half an hour or so passes by. Eventually, he gets to kind of a point to where Palu has a kind of stopping and then goes into a scanning thing. Slowly subsides. Well, this is not good. Not good
In
at
what
all.
sense?
We already knew that.
What's
well,
going on?
the first thing is there is a great number of pages that are missing from this particular book.
What's there?
There is enough here to convince any easy fool that there was nefarious and wrongdoings, I can assure you, but they don't speak the language nor can read it, so it would really just be me transcribing words they just cannot speak or understand. And they might just think that it's a ploy of trying to traverse or whatever. If they're smart enough to go that route, I highly doubt it. Most of the coin the guard are paid for was by the Duke's hand, which the Harak Mining Company can cover. We can easily pay for the guard, and we can transfer that over, which might, suffice to bat the eye and take the word of mouth for what I'm transcribing here. The issue that this holds is that this book in general, it's to summon a demon.
Yes, that did seem to be the end goal of Elise.
Not just any demon, appears to note it as Tamaruk. It is a large, grotesque, dominating demon. I don't know personally this studies, but I can definitely tell you, based on the rituals, of how many individuals that have been sacrificed for this endeavor. Well, once it's started, it doesn't exactly stop.
So he's coming already.
No, not necessarily. If the Duke is the conduit of the patron's blessing, it has been paused.
What if it's Elise?
Problem.
Hell.
She stated that her goal was to help him summon this demon so that she could kill it.
I
if
can
she knows about this?
see why she would say that. Yes, I mean that would be the whole reason to stop. I mean, obviously you wouldn't start the ritual to begin with, and that'd be the easy way to stop it. But if this was already in the works, and at least stumbled upon it, I mean, you're better off just going through with it and then doing whatever it is to stop. But I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the magic that Elise is attempting to do.
She seemed to feel that by killing the Duke, we had stopped her plan. She did mention that there were a number of other people in this town in service to this demon, though, and she could not identify them.
Yes, well, without the Duke, without the conduit, I can assure you that these individuals, I mean, they are still, given the book, there would really be no, if they've given their souls as such as this book is saying, without the Duke, I mean, there's no direction. I don't think any of these individuals are going to do anything, and, well,
Basically,
Tamruk might take vengeance, but...
So basically,
they
the
need
Duke was
that
the only one who
book?
actually had a direct line.
Well, yes, and also apparently the knowledge and intelligence of the arcane in order to do something like this. No one around here would be able to do that. But I mean, does the Duke have a cousin, a brother, or a wife? I mean, is there
He
someone
does have
else?
a wife.
He does have a wife.
Does the wife know that he's doing this?
Unclear.
She's not
Probably.
here.
Assume not, considering he had a mistress that was helping him do this. but-
It notes this whole endeavor as the upcoming of the Third Reckoning. Now, I don't know how much you all know of Arthurian history, but if it is the Third Reckoning, the first and seconds are noted as times of this organization, individuals that worshipped, well, patrons, warlocks, that were purely against the Talthars. They were actually suspected of assassinating a queen. This was prior or after to the Age of the Great Purge, which was a traumatic event that led to the persecutions of a great number of magic users by Talthars. The Reckoning, though, from my experience, I have dealt with these individuals. Nowadays, would never do something such as this. They are more of a sanctuary, freedom, a guild that welcomes all to train, and not necessarily a school, but kind of rivals more of an underground organization for trading and maybe touching within the necromantic powers that aren't exactly welcomed within the Talthar's reign of schools that they oversee. But that is what I find this curious in my own endeavors, that the Reckoning wouldn't do something such as this, which might give proper that this will just sit here forever and nothing will ever come of it.
So I have a question for you. If we bring this to this holy city and turn it in, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
This would be enough. Obviously, you may even seek an audience with Lord Downforlorn, paladin, righteous, worshippers of Palor, Cathedral of Light, those priestesses and clerics and clergy. I can guarantee you, many of them can most likely read this and definitely take action. Would they be able to stop this ritual? As I said, there is no way to stop it once it's started. It is just merely paused.
Okay. What do you guys think about going check and see what Elise is doing now?
I feel like the guards are going to let us know, and then maybe after that, but I don't think that we should perhaps walk in while the guards are
Okay.
doing whatever they're doing.
So I'm curious, why haven't they come to arrest us yet?
It could be she made up a very convincing cover story.
Well, yeah, because like regardless of how things go, they may be still checking the area and getting a better idea of the situation. I don't know, because they've probably been up there a while by this point for sure.
It's had to have been at least an hour or two.
Yeah, because it was an hour at least going to and from the mining place.
I just don't like sitting here doing nothing. But maybe that's just what we do. I don't know.
That may be the preferred strategy for the moment. I would
All
rather
right.
let them come to us on their terms.
And
Okay.
did we decide we were or not going to check out the missing miner?
No, I think we need to leave.
Yeah, if we
We-
intend to
we-
leave tomorrow, the timing is difficult.
I feel like we've caused this town enough trouble.
God forbid we blow up another building.
Oof, would be bad. You all,
What's left is the tavern.
you know, these prospectors. I only ask. I mean, I don't really come across adventurers such as yourselves in a place like this. So, merely taking the advantage of the talents that you all offer. Towards that.
I think honestly it would depend. At least for my part, I think it would depend on the whole Duke situation. If we're not blamed, and therefore getting out here isn't as much of a priority, I would be in favor of looking into that. But if we are blamed and we therefore need to get out of here, then obviously we can't look into the mining situation.
Getting out of this
What's the
accursed place is
how
my
many
number
days
one
in
goal.
between the first caravan and the
A week.
second? That's a long time.
Well, we could.
Yeah.
Could the caravan be held tomorrow if we had time and didn't need to?
I think the agreement was that it could be held for like a few hours, maybe even a day at most, but that'd be about it.
You have the person doing it in front of you. We can just ask.
Yes, I'm
Well,
still.
Lou.
Agile.
What are the odds of survival of a normal party and taking on the dangers of the pass themselves alone?
Well, the pass is something that traders and travelers navigate themselves. We have had a few caravans gone missing. They have not returned, but I usually chalk that up that they just simply don't arrive. But I have received message that they do arrive and then they stay there, right? And then we have to deal with getting the stagecoach and the wagons back. It's a whole debacle. But this is strange in the sense that, well, they haven't really gotten to the destination, so it's a little bit dangerous. The last 2 or 3 caravans, the one between that did make it, and I don't know what.
Well, I believe we've solved that problem.
Yeah, the caravans were being attacked by the dwarves, but
Yes,
we have it
and-
on our agreement that they won't do that anymore.
Yes, and not just so that is what I've chalked it to be. And well, so the pass itself, if these creatures are not attacking, travelers, is navigatable. That's why it is a pass. I mean, it's been made. It does gain a number of feet in elevation, and you are having to trek through the mountains because it's really just a low elevation point between the northern and southern Frosthorn mountain ranges. But it is something that people can go through. I would recommend maybe getting, a wagon of some kind, something to house your supplies. Don't necessarily have horses, but goats can suffice, and at least that'll give you some ability to house your tents and things if you need to. But beyond that, you all seem quite worthy and of surviving, and well, you can easily make your way through if you're able to hold on to your own gear and get through. It's just cold, and you have to make sure you have fires and warmth and some shelter.
Well,
These things you can provide if we did this job for finding the prospectors for you.
He looks towards Varus. There is a particular spell that might help you.
Oh, also,
Are you
regarding-
talking about you're talking about Tiny Hut?
Lehman's tiny hut, indeed. I can teach it to you, so you have it for your journey.
You have it, by the way.
Oh, you do. Looks towards you, Zach.
Just picked it up, actually.
Oh, quite interesting. Perhaps we all 3 can share our knowledge together.
I would like to know anything that you have.
Are any of these prospectors Fey by any chance?
Don't believe so. A few dwarves, 1 halfling, a couple humans.
Hey Lou,
I will tell you what. I'm more than welcome to have the caravan wait another day. If you do intend to help and find these missing prospects, just rescue them from whatever has happened, and recover the bodies if they've perished. I think that their families deserve that. This may be just the drink talking, but from what I've seen of the field house today, well, and Dragon, I think that a day will be good.
Okay. We can do this for you then.
Yeah, presuming we don't have an altercation with the guards and have to immediately abscond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we leave out in the morning, I think we'll know by then that
Right.
situation probably.
Precisely.
Because if we're not being arrested in the middle of the night, I would imagine at the very least we're not being arrested for that. So I would imagine that'd be something they would get right on.
One would think.
At least if they decide we're actually guilty of that.
If we don't hear anything in the morning, maybe we send Pelu to the manor to suss out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll love that.
I would be more of a mind to just pretend it doesn't exist unless they come for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm in favor of.
Yeah, it is true. It is, as long as there is no quarrel with us, that it is no longer our problem.
I don't know. I feel like traveling with a caravan with more innocent people, things tend to come after us.
This is true.
I feel like we'd be bringing more danger to them if we traveled with them than not. I mean, that thing knew who I was.
It does make me wonder if he was already tracking you, or if combining those stones alerted him to your presence.
Well, maybe, hopefully, I mean, you drove him off with it. Hopefully that keeps him away, at least for a while. I don't pretend to know how that whole thing even works, or why.
Well,
It is.
I do want to say one thing. Even with all the ups and downs of you all being here, it has been quite the pleasure.
Never a dull moment, right?
That is correct. I am, well, it reminds me of my youth, to be quite frank. A lot of trouble
It's been a pleasure to get to know
shenanigans.
you as well.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to know each other a great deal later.
Well, look on the bright side with your place. Now you get to do some heavy remodeling.
Yes, there is that. Heavy remodeling. And, well, we'll see. I might make something a little bit of more modifications and changes, and we'll see. Anyways, enjoy your drinks and enjoy your food, and whatever it is you do decide, I'm game for. I can easily push the caravan off if you're worried that this dragon is tracking you somehow, and well, you put the lives at risk of those on the caravans and go by yourselves. They're able to make their way through easily. I've selected the individuals. They should do just fine. I am gonna have a quick word with Barlow, if you don't mind. Be right back.
Of course.
Did he leave the book or did he take the book?
He leaves the book.
Okay.
I need to learn that spell, man. I'm behind on all this stuff. Thought I learned a lot at home, but there's so much more to learn.
So, you, Shadowy One, it's been a day, but I recall you mentioned you overheard someone talking about us and wanting us dead, and something along those lines. I feel there was a larger story to tell there.
Yes. Where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? I don't even know what's true and what's real. I guess long story short, I heard a dragon and Lady Trelia talking, and they mentioned you guys surviving a boat crash or a boat fiasco, which you guys then told me was a dragon attack. And upon hearing that, some things in my brain kind of snapped, maybe clicked. Not quite sure how that all worked. And I felt the desire to come find you. There was also a really weird incident with a Fey woman, but I won't get into that. So I left the Marshes of Unveiling in a undead army, hid among the ranks until I could make a break for it and come to you guys.
You wouldn't happen to have some kind of family heirloom stone that you've had forever that just happens to be translucent in some regard?
No family heirloom. However, as I said, there was a very odd and peculiar woman, and I'm gonna kind of hold out my hand that has the silver ring and a silver gemstone in it. And
Yep.
she gave me this.
Can you describe this strange woman?
To my best recollection, she was yet just another Fae that I hunted down. You know, she was an elven ranger, very petite, auburn hair. She was a wood elf. I don't know if I mentioned that already. She was one of the few people that I hunted that did not fight back. And
So
instead, this came from it.
So you hunt Fae. That's what you do.
Yes. The Fae of the marshes and bring them to Orsivus for him to give everlasting life, or so I thought. Hence my deal with the Duke, hearing his bargain for souls.
Right. You mentioned Lady Trelia was speaking with a dragon. Who is this Lady Trelia?
For lack of a better term, caretaker, boss, master. The one that kept me in line,
So someone
made
who
sure
you
that I
serve.
brought back Faye. Yes.
I see. Was it normal for her to converse with dragons?
Up until about the time I came looking for you guys, I couldn't tell you what was normal and what was not. This whole shift has been quite a learning experience. Outside of knowing how to hunt and how to track, still trying to put the pieces together.
And you said you hid amongst an army of undead?
Yes. They were leaving the Marshes of Unveiling.
Going where? This is just too much.
They actually reached Port Pharaon.
I pronounce it.
Fort
I pronounce
Farron.
it. I pronounce
Farron.
it Farron, but
Farron, yeah.
again, we get into the pronunciation. I'm incorrect. So however you want to interpret it, it's
Nope.
all you.
I mean,
Do we know where that is by chance? We're not native to this area, though.
I mean, you can always ask Pelu. Pelu, I know.
What did this woman say to you when she gave you the ring?
they told me that I would discover my true purpose, whatever that may be.
This is a really weird question, but what did her voice sound like?
Unfortunately, those memories are kind of clouded in this euphoria, much like what you did to me in the Duke's Manor. Things just seemed okay, so I couldn't tell you what the actual voice sounded like.
I just turn to everyone and I say, the reason I ask is because, well, that dragon, after it kicked my ass, I heard a voice in my head telling me to use the stone. It was a female voice that was strong but soothing in a way, and whatever I did wasn't me. Something was trying to channel through myself and the stone to get to the dragon.
Then I highly doubt it is her, as she was snatched to Orifice's domain.
Domains can be a tricky thing.
Especially when congruences are involved and two worlds meet.
I don't know, this has just been a crazy week.
Are you feeling any other effects from your, aside from being slapped by a dragon, from your interaction with the stone?
The only thing I can say is I kind of noticed this after we hit, when I brought Pelu out and I was thrown into the snow. I didn't really feel the cold at all. Like, I felt the wetness of the snow melting against my skin, but I didn't feel uncomfortable in any way.
Interesting.
And this is obviously a new development. I don't.
Interesting then that it was in a white dragon with frost who came seeking that stone.
Does it perhaps lend itself that all of these stones are attached to a dragon of some description in some way? Or at least a similar source of power that they are drawn to?
If that's
But
true,
did-
then the boat could be my fault.
At the very least, it means that we get to know what it is that is hunting us individually.
Does that mean there's a dragon after all of us?
Yeah,
God, I hope not.
Apparently more than one.
Who has the black stone?
I don't think anyone has a black.
I do.
That's Varys, yeah.
All black.
And
Then I'm
whenever I do that, I'll take the ring off and show it to him.
So not only
This was a gift from my family.
Wasn't a gift from a woman by chance, was it?
No, my dad gave it to me.
Okay.
But the story behind how they found it is just, it feels like nonsense.
As compared to the previous week.
But that's what I'm comparing it to, and it doesn't feel like that's true.
Maldor, you said you were given your stone by a woman in almost a vision, right?
Yes, my kind are all born with a bond with a celestial being. Mine was Linnea. She always, I was interested with Thanos' story. She always presented herself with elven features and dark hair. She was with me for many years, but the night before I was sent to the Astral Sea, she was particularly intimate with her advice and guidance. And when I awoke, the stone was embedded into my amulet. When I fell to this plane, though, I lost my connection to her. I have not seen her since. I've not been able to communicate with her.
As far as I know, I mean, much like Varys and Thanos, my origin of acquiring the stone, I don't have any memory of it. I just know I've had it. Since youth, like, I've just always had it.
I remember
Oh.
getting it. I mean, he gave it to me before I left. But we don't know where. We kind of know how the stone was found, but after this last week, I don't know if that's true. Is kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it seems like we're a part of something that's a much bigger picture, and we're only starting to unravel the thread.
Yeah, I was. After we got to the city, I was considering all of us going our separate ways. But what do y'all guys think now?
I think
Do
I
we
need to
stay
sleep.
together?
There is something to be said. We haven't had much of a conversation, honestly, with the way things keep unfolding. But you two, in particular, were correct to be concerned at the Duke's Manor. I have historically traveled alone because I am not entirely convinced that I am safe to be around. And as time goes on, whatever this thing is that I carry gets harder and harder to control. So I welcome the company, but with the caveat that it does bring me concern.
Time for everybody to keep a hold person spell prepared.
Listen, like I said before, what happened in the past is in the past, but in more than one way now, we're all tied together. Whether it be by the stones, be by the attack, be by the actions that took place earlier today. We're in it. Okay? And that's my opinion on it.
It would
I,
likely
I
be not pleasant if any of us were approached by a dragon on our own.
No, especially not after what happened today. I mean, we didn't do anything to it, really. I threw out the hardest hitting spell I knew, and it did nothing.
Well, it definitely had some amount of protection that had to be gotten through first, and so I think that's why we hadn't even really touched it.
It's also
at
quite
that
difficult
point.
to grapple.
Yeah. Well, it's quite large. That would have been really impressed if you had.
That would have been very impressive.
can tell you right now, I'm pretty sure that it was coming straight for me. And the fact that the stones merged, I mean, there's no other reason it would attack the mining company.
The timing is curious. I mean, it was barely an hour, I think, after those stones were merged that the dragon shows up.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanted to split up after this was all done. You know, but it seems like our fates are intertwined for some reason.
Well, we definitely need to get to. I keep forgetting the name of the city, but that's
Athena?
the holy city. Yeah. Because I think for a variety of reasons, answers for a number of things we can hopefully find there. Both with the book, maybe there'll be somebody who we can talk to about the stones. Maybe.
The book, the book, I agree. We should pass along, and they can probably see to dealing with whatever the fallout
Yeah,
of
don't
this
let
demon
anyone
is.
try to break these damn stones ever
This-
again.
Stones,
I'm never giving it to anyone again.
We must be very cautious. This realm, this government, this authority, this aristocracy is, from what we can tell, waging a somewhat tight-lipped war against dragons. To offer up that we have some sort of intrinsic tie to dragons may not be met with the reception that we would hope.
Or it could be met with a really great reception. I mean, if this is what they're looking for, maybe this is what they want. They want people to come forward and, you know, advise them on where the next target is.
Perhaps.
Regardless, I think we should let them know that there was a dragon in these mountains.
Agreed.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna go see if Pelu wants to teach me some magic.
Oh,
Oh,
Paler
yeah,
wants
he
to
does.
teach you something.
Yes, he does. He does make a lot of advances on me. I can tell, but I want to learn.
So after your conversation subsides, so there's Palus with Barlow. Barlow kind of continues to go about the business. No guard has yet to come in. The night falling down, the sun, right? Get about 8:39. Tavern, quite popular, but beginning to fan out. People have work, other things. They work through the weekend, right? Stuff like that. So they're getting to sleep, whatnot. Captain Killian, nowhere else to be really with Quartermaster Rubark. Getting drunk, absolutely shit-faced, it seems. They begin to laugh on the other side, cheering themselves, and begin to sing some songs. I'm gonna get a sound here for y'all.
Sea shanties, let's go. Yes.
Oh, I love this. Early in the morning.
All right, I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit here. But,
Do you think they don't realize that the Duke is dead yet, or do they just really not care?
I think half these people don't leave this far.
That's accurate.
If you
Oh,
want, I can
no.
go
Did
find
Pelu
out.
return to the table?
yeah, Palois came back to the
Yeah.
table.
Hi.
Tipsy,
Hey, Palu.
wobbling a
How
little
are
bit.
you doing?
Okay. I am quite drunk. Feeling absolutely delighted for our training session later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You'll
you're
be
gonna
joining
have
us
to
too,
teach me-
Zeph, yes?
That sounds like a private event.
Oh,
might
it
need a healer.
sounds on the contrary. Sounds like you all can join. Listen. Oh. Well,
Would you like?
shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. And grabs your hands up. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Ugh. Grabs you by the chin a little bit and holds it there. Rascal you. Come on, Varus. Much to discuss. Goes down.
I'll follow.
Before Varus leaves, I just say make sure to use protection.
Mage armor.
That's what the mage armor's for.
That's what the mage armor is for. Alright. So you go downstairs. I won't cue that map, but you kind of find a room, right? Pelu is with you there inside of the room. And you get to studying a magic. Pelu doesn't make any sort of advances that you're not willing to make yourself, and really just grabs a spellbook out of the chest after picking it down into that small petite room and begins to pull out the spellbook. Spellbook is golden trim, silver accents, leather bound, and black, and has the kind of the writing of Reza upon it, and kind of this grand scheme of the left-hand side. It's transcribed, and has a whole slew of spells. Really, it's out of character what you want to learn.
So how many can I learn?
Well, it's all time based as well as currency. You know, you're going to be spending on materials, which the currency itself is foregone simply because Palo has the materials to scribe and potentially do that. So really, all we're looking for is the time that you would need to potentially learn the spell, and that is based, I believe. Let me find it real quick. Not being a spell, like 2 hours for each level of spell.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a second level spell, that would be multiplier, so 4.
So the ones I wanted were detect magic, comprehend languages, and identify. Those were the ones that I was gonna look for.
So has all 3 of those. They're all so 2. The first level spell is there. Identify first level spell. So you're looking at 6 hours total of actual transcription of getting those spells. I would probably say realistically 2, given the fact that Palu is shit-faced right now.
I mean, you would, if you recall, though, Zeph does have detect magic if you want to free out that learning.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Palu if he could give me the materials for a third, and I'll pay him for it. I'll offer to pay him for it.
Well, it's not that Palu is not going to give you the materials to learn 3 first level spells. I think it's more or less time, because it takes 2 hours per. And the fact that Palu is shit-faced right now, and getting the information and knowledge to be able to copy these spells over, and even if he slumps over and unconscious, probably can continue
like I meant
to
it's
copy
just
the
like
spells.
so I could copy it from Zeph later if I needed to.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go ahead and do identify and then comprehend languages and then getting the materials for the detect magic transcription.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, no worries for you. No worries. Fills out the materials and get hard to work. Gives you the materials you need to transcribe that first level spell there. And then as the night progresses, you get through with the 2 there. So go ahead and add. I can do that for you. Go ahead and add those 2 spells to your spell book.
And they're both rituals, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So common language is identified into your spellbook there as it dragged in, and that's what you'll most likely be doing for the remainder of this night. And then eventually, Palu looks like he's going to pass out from being absolutely drunk, continues to drink as well. So from this large tankard. So the rest of you,
I'll offer him up my bed, like in my room. I'll offer him my bed.
Okay. The rest of you, what are you doing?
Maldor will just throw a glance over at Lucor and just that energy around the dragon. Did you see it?
Yes.
You've seen it before, have you not?
Yes.
There is more at work here than dragons.
Seems that way. I have a lot to find out.
As do we all.
Seen it before? Are we talking about that black dragon?
I'm sorry, what?
The black dragon.
No, I had mentioned before that this was, when we saw that crackling cloud of energy over the, what was the other ship? The Wrecker?
Yeah, that's what I was meaning, but...
Yeah, I had seen that before. It's involved with whatever it is that destroyed my clan.
It was also the telltale signature of the beasts that I was fighting all those centuries in the Astral Sea. It is an energy born of chaos. It is far greater than any dragon.
Why would the dragons be serving it is the question.
Indeed.
No, I really don't.
Clearly it makes them invincible, so they have something to gain.
Or at least very hard to kill.
The other thing was this purple energy controlling it to the point where it was sent to kill us. But maybe the stone was breaking through the energy to not drive it away, but give it its own will back.
Perhaps. It's unclear if it was being forced here or just protected and operating under its own instincts.
Its eyes only glowed with that energy when Zeph attempted to cast command.
Yes. Likely a defense mechanism. But it was surrounded by that energy when we tried to attack it as well. It didn't seem like it was casting a spell, or it just seemed inherently protected by whatever this was. It shattered my sword.
Well,
I'll get some answers soon. But that's for another day, I suppose.
yeah, I think I'm gonna turn in for the night. I'm gonna try to. I don't even know what to call it, but focus on this thing and see if I can't learn anything that we don't know already. So I'll bid you guys good night, and I'm gonna go to sleep.
Rest well. I think similarly Maldor will turn in, and he's going to spend the night focusing on that ring that he got off of the Duke. Also still has the armor and short sword, but I can only deal with one thing at a time.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna spend the night focusing on the particular ring, potentially get the identification of it. Sounds good. The rest of you?
I think Thanos is gonna go sleep in the stables where it's nice and dark.
Heading for the stables, all the goats. Sounds good.
Sorry about your horse.
It's fine. I will buy another Nothema.
Luckily, it wasn't Maldor who decapitated it this time.
I didn't kill that horse.
It may have been safer with Maldor.
I'll probably throw back another 6 to 8 flagons of this ale before I go pass out.
Okay.
Been a day.
Sounds good. So, that sounds like everyone's doing to their respective venues here. Zeph?
I mean, he'll probably spend like an hour or so just trying to study the stone again. I'm sure he won't. He's still not getting anything out of it, but he's definitely more and more curious about it. But after that, he'll just go to bed.
Okay. So you're looking at your gold gemstone? So as you're into your room, you all kind of find your own respective places. Need you, Zeph, to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Womp.
Lovely.
You're focusing upon your stone, looking for answers. Voice begins to emerge in your mind. Not a vision. Feel warmth around you. Not like you're here in the space, like you're somewhere else, but you're still here with your vision. Closing your eyes, feeling the warmth around you. You hear the sounds of burning fire, like a great brazier lit flame. An echo and drip of its tendrils of flame and body through. The voice then pierces after grumbling a little bit. Bearer of the gold stone.
Who's there?
I am Horad.
What was that?
I am Horan, great elder gold worm. You are to find me. First, find the Belknok. Then they will take you to my lair.
Bell Rock?
Bell knock. Let's go. Do not try to reach me again, and I will not try to reach you, or you will die.
Got it.
Brought back into space. Still your vision there. Ground's cold once more within your small little room.
Bell Knock doesn't ring a bell, does it?
Does not.
Decidedly unhelpful. But something to look into again. I think I'm going to have a really fitful rest after that.
Okay. So as the voice came out to you, the one thing that I can say with your passive insight is that it was fearful to speak to you. You had hints that potentially this, if it is what this is calling itself, that it would be more prideful, mighty, and quite overbearing with some of its bravado. It seemed to be quick, very precise with its wording. There was no kind of flamboyance to it. It was this very fast message with haste. And it didn't even bring you into a space, really. Just kind of had a connection that it could just simply talk to you and say this. And then gave you that dire warning at the end.
So kind of like a quick phone call, then to gotta go, bye.
Yeah, we can definitely chalk it up to that. So we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. So I'm sorry, we can get a drink, go use the bathroom. So you don't have to, because we started late, so we'll make sure we get enough time. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break. So if you're watching the stream, thanks so much. We'll come back at about 2:20, 2:22 for PM PST, so 5 minutes or so. So everyone get drinks and use the bathroom and whatnot, and then we'll pick it back up for the remaining part of the session here. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. If you're joining us, thanks so much. Finish off the remaining of the session here for Group 7. So we're just going to get right back into the go out of character, right? So we'll start with Maldo. So through the night, right, you're resting with the potential ring here. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust to take us to the next day. Roughly about 6 o'clock in the morning is primarily when you would wake up, given resting earlier, about 9-ish, just given the circumstances and just the timing of everything. So with that said, so Mulder, you have rested with this ring. And again, I haven't dragged these items into your inventory. However, you do have them: a short sword, a piece of stud leather, and then you have a ring, right? And so this ring that you're able to rest with is indeed, and I'm going to drag into inventory, a ring of invisibility.
Handy.
Ring of Invisibility is extremely rare. It is a legendary type item. You or your character most likely don't have that particular knowledge. You just know it's a fancy ring, and then as you kind of slept with it and got attuned to it, so in order to do this method, you actually have to attune to it in order to understand it. So you're putting it on, attuning, kind of figuring it out. You seem to go invisible whenever you have kind of command as an action. So whenever you have the ring on and then you were kind of reaching to it and whatnot, it seemed that you would just literally go invisible.
Nice.
Is that
yeah, what's up?
Is that greater invisibility or just regular invisibility?
Just regular invisibility. So as
Okay.
an action, you can essentially become invisible, and then anything from that, right, using an attack, any sort of spell, right, that's going to break it, and then if you want to break it of your own work, you have to take a bonus action to do it.
The last thing the murder space hobo needs is a legendary ring of invisibility.
This starts to make sense to you, Melador, as well, seeing that the Duke had disappeared.
Right.
Right. So this is essentially what the Duke did, was put on a ring and then went invisible.
Is this at will or does it have charges?
At will, no charges. So this is a legendary ring.
Oh,
In possession of the Duke, nonetheless.
another question is, when someone uses like something like that, like an item to cast a spell, are those counterspellable?
No, this isn't. This is not using the spell invisibility. This is just putting the invisible
Oh
effect on someone.
shit!
Yeah.
So you can't be counterspelled out of it
No.
either.
Yeah, they're not concentrating on. They're
Not
not even
concentrating
concentrating on
either.
anything.
They're just literally focusing on the ring, and then voila, they're invisible. This is
Yeah.
literally
Wow.
the one ring to rule them all. Hello, except you don't have an Eye of Sauron. They're staring at you, being like, "What the hell are you doing, buddy?"
That's
Round
awesome.
City has the murder hobo in his head doing that.
Yeah, so he's got the murder home in his head telling
Yeah,
him.
I have enough of that.
So that's what that ring is. And again, you have to do the two items you have to take more time with. Given in the morning, you notice that the actual captain, for those who are rising up, the captain, the quartermaster, and the crew are drunk, passed out upon the tables. A few of the passengers are drunk as well. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of remove some of the pieces here just to give more ambiance of like who exactly is in here, and just have the volume potentially of people in here. So it's pretty light. Not a lot of people here, given the fact that potentially business happening the next day, right? The field house destroy, whatnot. Barlow is making way to the tables there as some sort of like oatmeal porridge, right? Some sort of kind of grain that's been kind of broken down quite a lot, and then dried fruits are actually in it. Spooning that into bowls. Eventually, Pelu arises, groggy, comes up, sits down upon the table. Oh, that was quite the night.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I would hope I was good.
Yeah, you were great. You were a
Told
great
you.
teacher.
I aim to please. Aim to please. So, I'll be headed up. I have business to attend to. And then I have to. I'm sure they're getting the caravans all ready to go. Obviously, we load them up prior to, so they're just there. But I gotta let those three know, and well.
The final decision: we're not going with them, or we are going with them.
Yeah, what's the play here?
Or do we want to try to delay it so that we can go and check up what's going
Well-
on in that pass?
Well, like I
Up
said,
north.
my thought was as long as it seems like we're not getting in trouble for the whole Duke situation, and we're still here, not arrested. So I assume that's the case. I was in favor of looking into the minor situation.
I just don't want to stay here a whole week.
No, I think Paley did say he would hold it for a day if need be.
What is a reason that we would need to go with a caravan? The supplies it carries, the
It'd be just generally
Do you-
easier.
knowledge of the people who've gone before.
Yeah, because otherwise we would have to buy our own cart.
Well, they
and-
could cook for us and set the fires and do
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Like,
Yeah.
we could theoretically go on our own. It would just be more difficult. Probably.
Yeah, we could totally go on our own. We just need to get a cart or something.
The other thing is, do you trust the dwarves to stick to their word?
I do.
That was
Dude.
also a thing. I wanted to go with the caravan to make sure the dwarves kept their word.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I would also like to see that. I believe that they will, but if they don't, I would like to have words with them.
So you
Words
want to
or
get
swords?
Palo, you think you can hold the caravan for a day?
Oh, I was already agreed to that. Of course, I gotta hurry up there now. First light. I'm sure they're all getting ready.
Okay, we'll hold it for a day.
All right.
We'll
I'll
go-
hold it for a day.
Investigate the lost prospectors, and we'll let you know.
Oh, all right. Well, if that's the case. Giving you here. Reaches down to the chest, thumbs around, pulls out a piece of paper. This right here is actually, well, where they will be headed. Give me 1 second. Reaches some tools to write with. Begins to make a makeshift map. Seems that the journey itself to the ridge line is only an hour and a half away from the Rock Mining Company in the northern direction. Didn't really travel that far. But the terrain itself is quite rugged, difficult, right? Because you're traveling up a ridge line, essentially evergreen trees and snow and other sorts of things, making the journey seem a lot longer than the actual distance. He has that crude, rough sketch, just kind of puts it down, pushes it to Yuzef, and then quickly kind of folds the chest over, picks it up, pops it on the shoulder. All right, well, I'll be on my way. And, well, find me in the rubbles of I once was. Toodaloo.
Sorry about that again.
I definitely want to get one of those chest things.
Walks out.
sometime.
Zeph, before we go, you know detect magic, right?
Yeah. Wasn't sure. I'm still preparing my spells, but if you want to do that today, I can prepare it.
Can you show it to me so that I can copy it down?
Sure. I can do it while we wait. I can do it ritually, so I don't spend a spell slot.
Yeah.
I think it might be better to do this later after we're back and ready to go.
I mean, it's 6 a.m. I don't see the rush, but if we all want to go now, we can hold off.
And we only have so much daylight to track them in.
Well,
Okay,
Don't you hate daylight?
we can go.
I do, but if you're going to track your prey, it's best to do it during the day, as much as I hate it.
Fair.
You,
we got
just
plenty of.
there's a
days,
question. There's a question out of game. Zeph, you don't need to prepare it to cast it, right?
Yes, I do. I can if it's prepared, I can cast it ritually.
Okay.
But only if it's prepared.
Okay. Don't feel like you need to prepare it for me.
I mean, I can. I just wanted to check what you wanted to do.
I just want to be able to copy it down, but that doesn't have to be today. But I do feel like it would be a good thing to have just in case. So, whatever you want to do.
I mean, I can easily do it. It would just take the hour to show it to you.
Isn't it 10 minutes?
Well, yeah, 10 minutes for me to catch it, but for you to actually copy it and all that would take
Right,
about an hour.
right.
Or 2 hours. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
that
we
was-
can do this later, if you would like.
Yeah.
Now, identify. Well, what I know. Did you learn identify? What I know
I
that.
Yeah, I talked about it with everybody.
Okay.
So
Because I would like to give you the stuff that we still have identified. Because that only takes like 20 minutes, probably, right?
Yeah, 10
Yeah.
minutes each.
So what do you want me to identify?
There's some studded leather and a short sword.
Okay, I'll identify the studded leather. I'll take 10 minutes to do that one.
Okay. So we'll just go ahead and fast track that, taking the time to a half
I mean,
hour or so
breakfast
after
while
the
you're doing
fact. Yeah, eating breakfast, enjoying yourself. Barlow came around, gave you food. Not much chatter right happening in the morning. Barlow looks groggy, tired, potentially took on drinking with the sailor folk. Who are still passed out. Gives water, ale if you want it, and then identifying the stud leather. It's stud leather +1, and the short sword is a short sword +1.
So these both have enchantments. This one makes you sturdier, and I'll hold up the armor, and this one makes you more likely to hit. I don't know who uses short swords, but
I'm
this
just
would be
gonna
good
look
for.
down at my sides.
Do you have short swords on you?
Yeah, I do. I don't want it though. Don't give that to me.
You don't want it?
No,
Okay,
because then I'm
I
gonna feel
can't.
inclined to use it.
I say if he has to stab
I
something,
can't-
something's going horribly wrong.
I can't
Right.
use either one of these.
I mean, I can use a short sword. I believe it's a simple weapon, right?
No,
But
it's
it's
a
not
short-
my
it's a
go-to.
martial weapon.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
so
mind
we-
then.
You might be able to wear the armor though. I would say it's
The
probably
armor-
Tegan.
I'm wearing studded leather armor right now.
Egan, what are you wearing?
Studded leather.
baby.
Yeah,
You're both wearing studded leather?
yeah, but I would definitely be the last one to consider when it comes to armor.
Tegan does seem to get hit a lot.
Yeah,
Poor Tegan.
Or pincushion.
so
Yeah.
Tegan would definitely
So,
be more.
I will give Tegan the studded leather armor,
Probably
and
short
I'll
sword,
look
too.
towards the rest of who wants the sword.
Thanos, you should, you may not get much use out of it, but I feel like the rest of us aren't going to get any use out of it, so.
I mean, honestly, I was going to say either Tegan or honestly even Maldor, because I know you don't generally favor short swords, but having a magical weapon on hand could always be useful.
True.
And I've already have a magical weapon.
That's true.
Okay.
I mean, I can hold on to it if you want. If nobody wants to use it, just for that reason.
I'll give it to Tegan because
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, it favors dexterity rather than strength, right? The short swords, or does it not matter?
I'll take it for sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't
okay.
think short swords are finesse weapons.
They
Do-
can't-
they're not?
It's finesse.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
Short swords are
Yeah.
finesse weapons
Okay, so then
And-
yeah, I'll give it to Tegan.
with an elvish
wow.
ancestry. You can use
Alrighty.
Nice. While we're divvying up all this stuff, I'm just gonna walk over to Varys and just the things that I do generally require that I be seen. I don't think I'll get much use out of this, and I'm gonna hand him the Ring of Invisibility.
I'll ask him what it does because it just looks like a ring to me.
This will keep you safe. It will let you disappear from sight.
My precious.
I'm gonna identify this as well, just so I know for sure what it does.
Okay. Taking time, you know that this ring had to be attuned to Maldor. Magic attunement, if another creature can attune to it, so you can't exchange, or if a creature dies, right? That's what loses attunement. So you can't transfer attune items. It does take a little bit of time in order to do that, but not something that should be an issue in foreseeable future because it's a willingly thing. So as you identify taking time, again, more time kind of surpassed, getting towards 7 maybe potentially, of handing out the items to one another does indeed believe to be a ring of invisibility.
Okay, and I'll put it on.
Okay.
Thank
go
you.
ahead and transfer it.
Yeah, during this time, I'd also go over to the captain and ask if him and his people are taken care of, or if they need funds, since we're
Well,
the
Cap-
only ones that have been getting paid in this town.
Captain kind of unconscious here,
Yeah, we know
kind of
it.
shaking the captain upon the shoulder. Before you to that, who took the studded leather?
Tegan.
Yeah.
Oh, Tegan took both.
I already added it.
Fantastic. Okay.
Tegan took both of them, right? He took the stud
Yeah.
leather and the short sword.
I didn't
Okay.
take them. I was given them.
He's given them.
He swiped him off the table.
Swiped them.
We handed them to you, if that makes you feel better.
There you
We
go.
all know that you didn't take them.
So you make way over Lucario, make way over, kind of shake the Captain Culeon, looks towards you. Oh, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah, so just do you and your people need funds?
Do we need coin?
Yes.
Sure, why not?
How much?
Lay
for
down
what?
200, huh?
200.
Yeah.
Do you actually need it, or do you just want it?
I'm not talking to you. I'm
There's-
talking about him.
There's 60 to 60 to 80 people under his care, right?
Well, also, remember the caravan is being delayed.
That doesn't change the need for coin, but
Yeah.
I still don't think he needs coin. At least not that much.
Yeah, no. So then I guess I'd turn to the party and say that we'd put 100 in the treasury. Ask
Yeah.
if everybody's comfortable giving him to his people.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, right fucking on. Thanks for it, bud.
I think it's probably the least we could do for ruining everybody's lives and forcing them to stay here.
Well, make the best out of the situation, man. Group, Corpsmaster, how about hair of the dog, eh? Barlow! Keep them coming!
Jesus. All right, with Luke.
You do know
back,
it's 6 a.m., right?
Of course I fucking know that.
Of course, they know it's.
Keep your own business over there, huh? We're at this table, you're at that table, we're drinking. You all are doing whatever it is.
I'll look over
Or
to
we're
the
gonna
rest
go
of the
cause more
party.
problem.
Yeah. We're looking to start a ruckus. You in, Captain?
No, I'm not. I'm sitting right here.
He
I'm gonna
has
get drunk
seen our
again.
ruckuses.
And I'm just going to enjoy the finer things in life. You know what I'm saying? A good tavern, nice fire, a good ale. Some of these minor folk are looking pretty tasty. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Oh God, he's a cannibal.
all right. You guys ready to head out of here?
If
Oh,
we
yeah.
must.
Hunting prospectors.
Yeah, let's go hunt some prospectors.
Pretty good at hunting people.
Again,
I'm just
guys,
I'm not gonna comment on that.
we're going to find them, not hunt them.
Yeah, sure.
Hunt,
Whatever
find,
you say,
track,
Tegan, as
same
What's
thing.
I
the
get up.
difference?
I just won't shoot these ones when I find them. That's the only difference.
Listen,
unless,
Tegan.
unless they deserve.
What I've learned
Unless
with
they
this
do deserve
group
it.
over the past, how many days has it been? 3?
Or
Is
now.
this day
Too
3?
many.
Around 4.
What I've learned with this group in the past 3 days is you gotta just roll with the fucking flow, my man, and I'll get up and walk out.
I don't know. I mean, I tried rolling with the flow. We ended up with the dead.
Did you roll with the flow with Pelu last night?
Damn. Shots fired.
I'll look back. I'll come back to the window and be like, I don't like to kiss and tell, and then I'll walk back out again.
That's great.
Oh
We'll
God.
be back with the prospectors, alive or dead. And I'm gonna walk out.
All right, let's hope these guys aren't dead.
Oh, they're almost certainly dead.
Okay. and
Alive
then,
or dead, we shall find them.
Question, Michael, am I attuned to the ring, or do I need to wait to do that later?
I went ahead and just had you attuned to it. I'm not going to make, too much fuss. I want to state, probably for the record, based on rules, attunement is definitely like conceptual. It is something that takes time. It is something that you can't just break. You can transfer attune items and stuff to willing parties and whatnot. And if you're attempting to get an item from somebody that doesn't want to have you, that they'll still be attuned to it if you take that item. I think for the sake of it, I'm always on the player's side, so it's not really an issue as far as getting attuned. There is a significant journey as far as attempting to get there. So imagine there's going to be a good deal of time, and you'll have some alone time with the actual ring itself.
Okay.
As much fun as it would be stalking around invisible Maldor, that makes no sense for him whatsoever.
Well, it'd be interesting because you would have straight rolls on your stealth checks at that point because invisibility gives you advantage. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Well, it'd be weird though because the disadvantage because of armor is noise based, which invisibility doesn't technically help. It would
Yeah, I don't know
kinda
how that
up to what
works.
the DM wants to do,
I mean,
They wouldn't be able to see the sound.
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Well,
Pass
since-
Without a Trace comes in handy.
Yeah, well, sensors don't really take into account whether you're visible or not, unless they have like seated visibility or.
How
or
how many
something like
times
that.
have you seen Maldor try to be sneaky? I'm just saying.
Never.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that one time we asked you to sneak, you did very reluctantly.
And then Tegan almost died because we put all of us in the back, and he walked into a room full of angry dwarves.
Well, because he could see and talk to them, but then it didn't matter. They didn't want to talk. Which is why I gave him studded leather armor.
So, you all are on the trek. You kind of go up by the Harak Mining Company just to get to the ridgeline, right? Because it's around the vicinity of what you're following in this kind of sketch and this kind of crude thing. The ridgeline itself, again, and marked on the map, I'm just going to go ahead and make a little bit of a circle with the pencil tool. It's literally right there. I mean, it's not really that far. You're not trekking into the mountains really or whatnot. You're staying in the vicinity of where the mine could potentially grow. Okay, so that's really what this is about. It's taking these topsoil samples or looking for maybe something in the rock structure that would tell them that there's something underneath that is worth digging to. So as you traverse in the rough and difficult terrain, the wind itself picks up, the snow picks up, it's got a dark, blizzardy-like conditions. You're doing the best you can to kind of go X marks the spot. I need a survival check from one of you, whoever is attempting to follow this map off of the geography around you and attempt to do the best they can.
I think Thanos could probably take care of that.
Yep, I got you.
I don't suppose I could help.
He doesn't need it.
19. You can help for this check if you really want to. I mean, you also can roll all your independent checks, and it really just comes into it. This is like a party check mainly is what I'm looking for here, and just kind of taking overall, so we don't have to get a bunch of different rolls. So survival wise, you all are following the geological kind of scape of the mountains, and knowing that it's a ridge, and so hey, we want to get up on the ridge line, and we want to kind of follow that, and you're kind of following on a ridge line, bordering a mountainside through evergreen trees, shrubs, and thickets. You have to push through sometimes. You have to shovel through the snow as it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and eventually you come to a spot that is quite interesting. There is marks, potentially cleats in the side of the actual rock as you're following the mountainside. So there's cleats inside of the actual like indentations of potentially like something grabbed onto it. And then you're noticing there's actual pittons. So like rods sticking out of the mountainside. And as you're following that ridgeline, you see that you're pulling yourself over to that about 30 or 40 feet up the hill just a little bit, finishing your apex of your elevation gain. And evergreen trees around you. You notice there's also a giant X marked onto one of the nearby evergreen trees. And it seems that this is a spot that these individuals were. And they have made that present. They've made that paramount with your passive perceptions as well as survivals. It would stand to reason that they had marked the potential spot here to note that this is where they had stopped. And seeing the pittons and seeing the climbing kind of stuff, you work your eyes upwards and you can see roughly 40 to 50 feet above seems to be some sort, above you on the actual mountainside, standing on the ridgeline, appears to be some sort of protrusion of actual the mountainside. This would be like kind of like a bluff, right, or something kind of coming outwards. And it would seem that there's roping kind of dangling from it. There is also more pittons up there. And just from the look of it, there is a crack or an opening, mentioned potentially a cavern or a cave forming naturally within that. And it seems, like I said, based on what your perceptions are, and seeing that, seeing the climbing, seeing what the X is, that this is potentially where they stopped to do this prospecting.
Okay.
I'm going to advance the time clock. 2 hours have passed.
Shall we begin climbing?
I could fly up there and drop a rope down.
Can
Right?
fly?
Yep.
How high is the ridge again?
So you're on the ridgeline. You're facing the mountainside. right? So imagine a ridge running into a mountainside, kind of like that, right? And you're going alongside. You've stopped the elevation gain. You could go higher up, but you stop because you've seen this, because you've just kind of been following the ridge line after gaining some stuff coming at almost like a perpendicular direction. And it's about 40 to 50 feet above you is the actual bluff itself. And given the size of it, only one person can really stand on that bluff before going into the crack of where the mountain is there, right? It's very tight, very close quarters. And given that distance and height, as well as the aid from the pittons, right? And given that there's already stuff already set up, there's already kind of a rope that's dangling down, not necessarily anything current in position that they have an ongoing rope through the rings. That is the one thing that seems odd, is that there isn't a rope going through the actual pittons that they're using to help them, or a rope dangling down to descend, suggesting that they have not descended because there's not anything there. It just looks like something ascended. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Lucar, if you wanna fly up there and drop us a rope.
Yep. Can I do that?
Sure.
I would suggest though, when you go up, like whipping it through the pigeons, and tying it off that way, just to make things easier.
Okay. Yeah, I'll fly up and take a look.
Okay.
So,
How does your spectral wings, how does they look?
just much like the rest of my flesh, kind of white, snowy, leathery wings with a little bit of a kind of, I guess, see-through shimmer to them as they pop out magically.
That's so cool.
All right, so as you pop them out magically, you begin to take flight. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Hey, Luke.
Make-
And then we turn around and it's Tegan singing the whole
Think
time.
about it every day and day.
I'm not that kind of bard.
Fly away. All right, so you get up there.
What are
you
you,
see
a heavy metal bar?
the crack in the rock is craggly. It seems to be naturally formed. It's just kind of forming an S shape as it comes down, and it's dark. Even with, you can't really see inside. It seems to go a little bit to a face, and then maybe go around, kind of like switchbacking a little bit, right? So you can actually see further in, especially with the darkness of what the cavern potentially, or what is on the opposite side coming towards you. There's no light that you're seeing coming from out of it. Getting up there, you're able to get the rope through a couple assembly of the pittons that are up there, and work the rope down. With this, based on the fact that there's already established rope and already established pittons, the only person that I would need to actually make an athletics check, I believe, if I was looking through your stats correctly, is Zeph.
The one with a negative strength.
Because you have the too low of strength to actually go up this particular spot without a check. So Zeph, I need you to make an athletics check.
Can I guide myself before making this?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, an extra D4.
I'll give him bardic inspiration.
How you
It's
doing?
No
a
need.
nat
No
20!
need.
Come on. But you
Nat
did
20
call
for a
out,
19.
you did say bardic inspiration. I will take you on that. Just kidding. So as you
No,
nat
give
20,
it to him. I mean, why not?
Why not? You have bardic inspiration. Okay, so give that 20 there, the nat 20s, right? So you get up the rope, eventually get up. Again, it's tight spacing, so I really need to know who exactly is first. I would imagine this is Lucar, but Lucar.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of no cave.
Yeah, I mean the issue here probably is that you don't
You
have
can't
dark
see.
vision. So
Yeah, I would go right behind him.
okay.
I
yeah.
have a torch. I'd pull my torch out.
I mean, I can
Okay.
also do my sharing thing again.
No,
if we need to.
Lucar, you're pulling the torch out.
Yeah, I mean, if I get up there first, I throw the thing down. They gotta climb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll pull the torch out. And
Okay.
I cry.
Okay, so you get the torch out, you pull it out, you make your way again, coming back through. Maldor, you're high on the heels, right? You're right there on the heels, so you come through, and so Lucar, you begin to hold the torch, and you're kind of zigzagging, roughly 6 to 7 feet of the eastern direction as you pierce in. You begin to come into a cavern of sorts. I need you to make a perception check, please. You have to do this from your character sheet, as there is no. You can press C
Yes.
if you'd like. It'll pull up your character sheet.
That's what I was looking for.
Not
All right,
horrible.
14. What you're seeing is a crystalline cavern. There's these white, kind of translucent. They're void of coloration. The light is kind of bouncing off of them, and it's filled within the actual domed. Couple stalagmite pillars come up. In radius wise, you're looking at about 20 to 25 feet in the actual cavern radius. It's more of an oval shape from north to south, so it's quite slender from west to east. You're immediately noticing there is some sort of rock campfire that has been set up that has long been gone. You notice the black charcoal there. It seems to be cold. There's no smoke or billowing off of it. And then there are multiple bedrolls that are torn apart, multiple different pieces of fabric. And you also see there are like pans, other sorts of like meal prep things. Certain things are just tossed about and around. The black cavern floor has a darker granite kind of coloration to it, so it seems to be solid stone. But there are a mixture of some of these crystals that are popping out every so often. The crystals themselves are mainly upon the actual cavern ceiling height, which is roughly 20 to 22 feet, and on the walls themselves, and it's a blotched formation, similar to that, hey, certain things have higher pressure points than others. It stands out to you, given the torchlight you have and the perception of 14, is that there is a large circular hole with a radius roughly 10 to 15 feet at the back of this cavern, so directly due east from you, across that oval-sized cavern shape. The hole itself, just by having the torchlight, seems to be perfect in its circular kind of design and just forms a slight kind of flat area towards the bottom end of the circle, and it's just at the backdrop. The rest of the round it is rough and craggly. You can't see further into that hole, but suggesting from the light and how it's going in, it seems to kind of bounce to the top end and then go down.
Interesting. Okay.
As you press through, Maldor, you're there in the space, funneling you through, right, going back and forth through the switchbacks a little bit of ways, kind of bump into Lucar. Lucar's holding the torch. Maldor, with your perceptions passively, you can either go for a check if you want to see more information, but you're getting a lot of what Lucar had with the active check.
Hey, for once I saw things.
So 17, you're noticing in addition to what Lucar had seen after passing in, there are also drag marks within the darker granite, potentially large claw marks themselves that have kind of been planted and then moved in the direction of that large hole that's at the backdrop of the cavern itself. Now coming through, the rest of you are starting to pile up, right? So you're kind of having to funnel into the cavern. You can't really just sit there in space. And so you're kind of spreading out a little bit of ways. One thing to note, in the actual space, Thanos, you just disappear until you come into the cavern, into the torchlight.
Interesting.
Man, you
My
gotta
stone-
stop doing that.
I don't control it.
Oh. I thought you were just fucking with us this whole time.
No, it's a side effect of my creation, for lack of a better term.
Alright. Well, I'm glad to have you with us.
Alright,
That's
fucking
pretty
Edgelord
cool.
McGee over here. I'm gonna walk slowly, and just kind of take a look around and see if I can make out any greater details than we haven't already seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I take a look closer at the ripped up bedrolls to get an idea of, at least some idea of the type of creature that did this?
So you can roll a nature check if you'd like, and then for Tegan you can roll an investigation.
Can I guide myself again?
Sure.
I don't find shit.
Yeah, so Tegan, with your investigation, definitely looks like a struggle here happened. You're noticing that the place has it looks like 7 bedrolls that the individuals might have bedded down. You do not find any backpacks. There's no packs. There's no other gear besides the bedrolls and the tattered clothes. And you are able to
Tegan-
see certain.
Tegan just goes, "There was a struggle."
With the 19
Pulls off
nature
his
check,
sunglasses.
you're unable to really tell what this creature is. You don't have enough evidence really to go off of. You're going mainly off the lacerations within the earth as well as the bedrolls themselves, and most likely is a large-sized creature. And based on the kind of the talon marks, they have long nails.
Yeah, and they're tough as shit. I would imagine that they're digging through solid rock.
The actual hole itself does not match what you see here as far as the nails. A creature that has the nails such as this would make a far. If they were a burrowing creature, they would make a far less. They would create a far more imperfect hole.
Can I go look in the hole?
You look in the hole. The hole itself seems to be laser etched and smooth as it is descending in a degrade as it goes into the actual earth. You notice there are runes that are inscribed within the perfect rock itself. With your dark vision, you can see the runes kind of forming a barrel-like pattern as they spiral down into the depths.
If I look down there, can I see a bottom by chance?
No.
There's runes on the entry.
They are on in the hole. They kind of spiral similar to a gun barrel in the way that it goes around.
And does it go straight down or is it angled?
It's at a degrade, right? So it's enough to walk down.
Do I recognize the runes?
No.
If I comprehend languages, can I ritual cast that?
Okay, so you begin to ritual cast comprehend to potentially read these runes. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look pretty dark down there? Like, if I wanted to sneak down there and start taking a peek around?
It's a hole in the caverns, I would imagine so.
You would obviously you would be absent of light, so you would kind of tack on your Gloomstalker feature there, and you could potentially go down there.
Okay. I'm going to take a look around at everyone. I'm going to scout ahead, using some of the advantages of the darkness.
Question.
Okay, well, let me finish reading these, and then you go ahead. So,
the grade of the hole, does it look like is that be difficult to climb back up?
No.
Is it that steep?
It's not that steep. It's not steep enough that you could sit down and slide on, right? So you're looking at a gradual degrade. In terms of like the degree of degrade, if you were kind of horizontal on the plane, right, we lowered it down, you would be roughly at 10 degrees. So it's not even a 15 degree degrade.
So we could climb back up if we really needed to. All right.
Weird question. Is there any reaction with my gem at all?
Where are you in position? Are you just still investigating the bedrolls and things?
I probably walked over to the hole with the rest of us.
Okay, so you're just on the outside of the hole looking in?
Yeah.
No. All right, time passed. I'm going to go advance some time clock here, given the climb as well as the ritual casting. Eventually, the comprehend languages comes through. You don't actually know what type of language this is. You've never seen it, but you're beginning to comprehend the language itself and beginning to read. It seems that each of these particular runes actually stands for an entire word, and they relevant to a particular evocation, potential spell. But the spells themselves, you have never actually, you've never heard of. It would feels as the magic that is there potentially would stand to reason that they are relevant to the schools of magic, each rune themselves, and the way that the spell has been described within the word, and that is the most you can get off the comprehensive.
okay, I'll relay that to everybody else, and then I'll turn to Thanos and say, if you would like to scout ahead, I think that would be wise.
I'm just gonna kind of give a thumbs up. Cast pass without a trace.
Okay.
Shouldn't we come with you then if you're popping that?
I mean, it should still affect you guys. You guys can just hang out here, but at least in the darkness, I'm invisible.
Isn't it like 60 feet around you? You have to be within 60 feet of you.
Are you talking about the spell pass without trace as far as you having the benefits of it? So yeah, it's a radius that comes around you, and so each creature that you choose. So he's choosing you as creatures and then attempting to go. That doesn't mean if he comes back that you won't get that benefit. It's last an hour.
We
So
just
if you
have to be within that radius. to
Yeah,
be
so if
in
he if Thanos leaves and then comes back, you'd still have pass without trace.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead like 10 minutes and then see what I see, or until I find something and then come back.
Okay. So go ahead and make a stealth check for me. And then we'll add plus 10 to it, because most likely didn't put the effect on your sheet.
Stuff.
Yeah, we're kind of just assuming here. Pretty good.
Oh my
Uh,
That's 37.
37. So as you stealth diving in, you still have the torchlight at your backside, so you have yet to become invisible, so that you don't have the advantage based on that. And you begin to kind of go down. The first couple steps that you make into the actual tunnel, the immediate rune that is above you alights with silver in coloration, and then begins to go to the next one, 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 forming that spiral as it goes down, descending into the depths. Eventually, you lose sight as far as how down far it goes, as the colors themselves do not, and the lighting does not actually reach your eyes at that distance.
Did we just set something off?
Are we ready to descend into hell?
I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm not scared. I'm gonna go, as I said, about 5-10 minutes, or
Sukar,
find something.
Turn that
Continue
torch
going,
off.
Continues to alight. Each step, another phase, another wave, right? Another wave as it goes. Continue to wave. This light does not seem to impact your ability to become invisible. So eventually, the torch itself, you get outside of that light, and then you're no more. You vanish. The rest of you, kind of laying and lingering in wait. Thanos, you've reached this point where you've traversed 10 minutes or so, and you have yet to reach anything and yet to see anything. It just continues to go down through the hole and continues its wave-like effect. You all can see, right, where Thanos kind of potentially is, but you can't necessarily see Thanos, and now some of you don't have dark vision that surpasses that. So really, Zeph, you're really the only one that still has that kind of lighting effect that you're seeing. And then eventually, you might get outside that footage there, Thanos and inspect, but you have yet to reach the bottom of wherever this goes.
Okay. I would turn around and come back to the party after about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, I guess 20-minute trek total.
So as you come back, the same effect and the wave happens, but does not go in the opposite direction, continues its wave that descends down. So now you're kind of without the light that is kind of going. You're just going to walk up. And eventually, Thanos, you come into the torchlight, if the torch is still lit at this point, and then you become invisible.
And while he was gone, I would have just been double checking, because we're kind of assuming a pretty good assumption, I think. But I want to check if there's any tracks actually leading in. Basically, I want to see if the miners actually, if they went into the hole, or where something just came out and they went a different direction.
Okay, so you can roll investigation or survival.
Survival, definitely. And guidance.
Sure.
Yeah.
23. So it does appear that these certain creatures, medium-sized to small-sized, were dragged, and then the actual claw marks of the potential creature are within the tunnel themselves, and that creates that slight imperfection within the laser-etched perfect structure. And it seems to drag marks are going down.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're going the right direction here.
Yeah.
And also, while we're waiting, I would also just quickly mention to the rest of the group, as a quick aside, like, have you guys ever heard of somebody called Belknock?
Have I heard of somebody called Belknock?
Or something? I don't know. The name, anyway.
Have I ever heard of that?
No, you have not heard of them.
No.
Okay.
Just gonna name drop, or are you gonna elaborate at all, or
Unless you ask.
what the hell's a bell knock?
Hell if I know.
All right, Thanos, where the fuck are you?
Hey, I'm down here. Look, I don't know what's down here. Okay, I went about 10 minutes. I still didn't hit the bottom.
And we are encountering a lot of long ass tunnels, I tell you.
Yeah.
People really like to dig
Uh,
around here.
Well, you wanna have some fun and continue
Yeah,
down?
found another one last night.
Yeah, that's
I'll-
all good.
I'll race
Alright,
you
I'll
guys
stop.
to the bottom.
Look, man, if
Yeah.
you're jealous, just tell me, and I'll ask Belu if you can join.
Wow.
All right. Otherwise, stop giving me shit.
So you're proceeding
Alright.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
Okay.
come this far. Might as well.
So proceeding down, it seems that each one of you, as you take your step within the same wave and spiral-like effect as you begin to make the descending down happens. However, with what Thanos was silver, each of you was the coloration of your respective gemstones.
While we're walking, can I do a detect magic to see what a school of magic this is?
Sure. So ritualize cast detect magic as you begin to make your descent, going down into the depths. You are feeling all realms of magic within this place. You're noting the schools themselves are about you, and seems to be an inherent aura within the tunnel that you're currently in.
Okay. I'll relay that to everybody.
Can I touch my stone again and see if there's any reaction?
No reaction.
I want to touch the ring to the side of the thing, just kind of casually. I don't want anyone else to know that I'm trying to like touch the wall with the stone.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Got it.
As
And-
time passes in your descent, Zeph, you're the first to see this after roughly an hour or so of travel and going into the depths of this tunnel. This is a gradual, as the way it's descent. You begin to see there is some sort of light up ahead. It's very strange, reddish in its coloration. It's difficult to really understand exactly what is giving it off, and it's kind of bouncing and then going up a little bit ways, but then it's losing its angle. And then a couple more 100 feet, you begin to feel warmth, whereas it was cold and damp. The humidity has slightly stopped, and the warmth of roughly 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit embrace you. As you continue to descend, I'm going to go ahead and activate a map.
Yep, we're going to hell.
Interesting.
As the walls of darkened granite laser etch begin to funnel into a circular-like room up ahead of you as you reach the final degrade of the tunnel itself, a strange, opaque, and orangish tiling on the actual flooring itself, engraved laser-etched grout in between of darkened granite. The floor itself is warm upon your feet. The same
Can I,
runes that spiral down are in the circular chamber in front of you, upon the walls forming a domed-like ceiling in patterns of 6. The same way that it's upon the ceiling and the tunnel is also on a stone rune, the pillar in front of you of the darkened granite, as it supports the ceiling height of roughly 25 to 30 feet. Red crystal bodies around the pillar and is giving off that reddish glow. The opposite side of this particular room appears to be 2 floating purplish orbs, floating 10 feet into the air, with a purple streak of lightning dancing back and forth. Appears to be
It's
no
a little-
doors, just smooth, laser-etched walls.
I'm going to reach over and give Varus my vigilant blessing.
Okay.
Should I shoot those lightning balls?
No.
Let's not shoot anything yet.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Is this the same purpley energy kind of that keeps reoccurring that we've noticed before with the dragon and
No,
our perspective? So it's different. Okay.
it's different. It seems like a solid stream of energy as it bounces back and forth. It resembles that of lightning, but not in the the sense of that purple and pink coloration and the way that it was chaotic, and this is more linear and streamed.
So what does that thing do that you were giving me?
Advantage on initiative roll.
Okay. I'll cast the light cantrip just so we can get some better light in here.
Okay, so Thanos, normally wise, you were invisible based on the darkness of space. With the light spell, Thanos, you become visible.
I
Before we
know
get
who I dislike.
to anything else, we're going to go ahead and conclude the session.
It's fair.
Okay?
Now we get the secret session.
Bum bum bum.
Dun, dun,
So-
dun.
And you
Hope
said
it
the
was
thing in the
fun.
middle, that's just giving off red light, though.
That's giving off a
Tegan
reddish
jumped
glow,
in
yeah.
between the lightning bolts. No.
Decapitating himself.
Wait, was I
with
invisible
our
in the
shit.
red glow?
You were invisible in the red glow. It's not necessarily visible light. It's also not necessarily lighting that would be, even if it was a natural or magical light, it's not one that would give off any sort of visible range that would penetrate through to reveal you. It's very specific in the way that that is described. So yeah, that's odd.
So, what we have learned, one among many things, one thing we have learned today is everyone needs, next time we go to bed, everyone talk to your stones.
Well, I don't know that. I don't.
Yeah, you didn't
tell us.
convey that to anybody.
No, that was a player thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it unless you tell me to. I have no reason to talk to this damn stone.
Precious.
I do have that ring.
Yeah, Vars, you don't want to talk to that stone.
No,
I
I
did.
don't.
I did find my wings. There we go.
So I went ahead and calculated some experience for you lot. 1,009 experience each. That should put you at 9,503 experience total currently. I do hope the session was fun, albeit short. We definitely got through a great deal of stuff and some awesome role play. Kind of working through with Pelu and then the dragon attacking and all sorts of things. So I hope it was fun and exciting. If you're watching the stream, really appreciate it. We'll be back next week here, and yeah, look forward to it. So we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Definitely
good.
want